Yeah. We're all good.
Unmute.
We're ready to roll.
Is that blinking?
Yeah, we're blinking.
No. Don't blink it. That makes us muted.
Oh, so we were unmuted the whole time.
No.
Now
We're perfectly fine.
Wait, we were unmuted the whole time?
No, none of our.
No.
Yeah, we've been fine on every previous one.
Yeah.
It's just when the light's on, we're good.
No,
When
but
it
he's saying
blinks,
it wasn't blinking. No,
You're
you're
right.
right. Blinking.
we were unmuted as of now.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good.
I'll teach you guys how scenes work. But hello, everyone. Are we live?
Yeah.
Perfect.
We're good.
Thank you guys for joining us. We are excited to be back for our 8th episode of the Rise of Tiamat, Hoard of the Dragon Queen, this Tyranny of Dragons campaign that we are going on. We are tearing through the first part of this campaign, the pre-written module, which we are excited to continue where we have picked off. Things are pretty bombastic right now, as you can hear, so we're going to kind of jump into it. We don't really have too many announcements for the course of the adventure. We will be taking a break as we will be leveling up during this part of the journey. So we are going to eventually take a break to ensure that we can have the time to level up our characters before continuing forward. Outside of that, last we left off, our adventurers having arrived at the city of Waterdeep, successfully completing their 40-day travel from Baldur's Gate to Waterdeep, were able to determine that the Cult of the Dragon was relocating the caravan wagons that were carrying wealth up north, that they were relocating them to leave on the northern high road that departed from one of Waterdeep's many gates. You guys were able to, through the High Road Charter Company that has been assigning caravan guards up north between Waterdeep and Neverwinter, you guys were hired on and were able to traverse your way, wondering where these carts are being brought next. They stopped at a roadhouse that was alongside the edge of the Mirror of Dead Men, which is a major swamp that kind of encompasses halfway between Neverwinter and Waterdeep. And stopping there, you watched as a lot of the cult members that you had identified as cult members had begun to unload their precious cargo, bringing it into this roadhouse. Something is being done with it here. You're not sure what. So, you initially took to investigating almost immediately, in which Lux Everest was able to sneak his way into the storage room and found out that there, as far as he was aware, there was draconic-speaking individuals that were creating a ruckus in one of the more secretive rooms within the storage room. Coming back to warn you guys, he arrived at the room, and as he was warning, a ruse had been enacted to bring you out of your room. The ruse was almost successful in knocking Lux unconscious as he answered the call, made his way to the opposite end of the kind of like top railing of these rooms that you're boarding in, and was almost drugged, asleep. Luckily, you guys were available, and that didn't happen. You did kill 4 of the people that had been around, one of which you drugged from his bedroom and brought near you. A group of what you believe to be cultists have arrived to confront you, one of which has been extremely frustrated with you since the caravan traveling northward up the waters, believing Hakon to have murdered his friend. We left off with our Boris being done with his hubris and charging, initiating a combat. So, we start here, we have the map ready, so let's go ahead and roll initiative.
What'd you get? Whatever one. Attention.
Let me roll if you roll a 20 to 25.
21.
You rolled a 21.
Yup. You roll?
No. That was my first roll, dog. What do you mean?
Okay.
It's on screen. It's on screen.
Yeah. You're good.
Go review the film.
You're good.
I swear.
I don't know, that dice tray cuts out. It's only on half the screen.
It's fine.
We might have to pull the clip. No. So you'll be up at top 20 to 15.
Jealous?
17. And then Hakon, what'd you roll?
12.
12.
I rolled a 16.
Hold on here.
You a +7?
I have alert.
Yeah, he does have the alert feat.
What's your dex?
Only +2. It's a +7.
My
Why is
dex is a +3.
Oh, so you have a +8 to initiative?
Yeah, right, because it's alert plus
Alert.
dex.
So you said, yeah,
There's
you rolled
no
a 12,
proficiency
right?
for it. Yeah, no.
You rolled a 12 hack on?
Yeah.
So you got a
Okay,
4?
perfect. So, Arboris, you are up first.
Okay. And this is the motherfucker that's been bullying
Yes,
my
so he's
friend?
in front because he's the one that's been kind of, yelling at you guys. Just to remind, or to explain a little bit about what your map looks like. You guys are on the second floor, so this is everything that you see here is the second floor.
Okay.
The only thing that's the first floor is the entire empty space that cuts kind of diagonally throughout the middle, where you can see the staircases that are leading down to on both sides.
Is it the same copy of rooms on the first floor as well, though?
That is a phenomenal question. It is actually. It is the same copy of rooms.
Okay.
I just didn't feel like we needed a two-story
No,
map
no,
for
no,
this. So just letting you know, this is all second story. So you guys are one floor up. Arboris, it is your turn.
Alright, I'm going to run at this guy right here.
Go for it.
This Professor Dickhead. I'm gonna say,
I'm gonna say, get his ass,
I'm
bro.
gonna say, I'll give you a reason to be angry at us. And then I'm gonna go in for a Fury of Blows and a normal punch.
Okay, start off with your attack action.
One round. What are you gonna roll?
That is a nat 20.
Natural 20. Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Big damage.
2d4, baby.
Then I'll have you roll
Yeah,
damage.
the big numbers.
You got a big plus, though. You got a big plus.
That's a 4.
Oh,
That's a 4.
Can you roll double fours, though?
Jesus, take the wheel. Oh, it's a 1.
You jinxed it.
So 5 plus
5, so 10 for the first
10
one.
points of damage. Go ahead and roll your second attack on the flurry of blows.
It's weighted
Your
dice. so
first
I'm gonna
attack.
say-
It's your first attack on the flurry
Yeah.
of blows.
This is weighted, so it's gonna be another nat 20.
Huh?
It's weighted, so it's
Okay. If it's
But
if
it's
it's
a
a nat 20, I kill your character.
it's
How
a
about that?
17. It's a 17 one.
17.
Plus-
That
plus-
still hits. That still hits. Go
Plus
ahead and roll
5.
damage.
So technically it was a 22.
Yeah, that misses.
Weighted with a small margin of error.
Everyone's like, wait, what? 17 hits, but the 22 misses.
I got
Yeah, actually, that could physically happen.
Oh shit. Another 6 damage. Alright, I jinxed it. Fuck.
6 points of damage.
Nat 20.
You don't need to.
I
think you'll live.
Too much, bro.
Oh!
There's
stand
enough.
corrected. I stand corrected.
Alright. Roll some damage.
Holy man.
Someone get rid of that dice.
Are we just gonna tear through these guys? Like
It's hollow!
Do I have
It's
lightning?
hollow!
Do I have lightning strikes? Is that? Hold on. I gotta review my natural occurrences. Can I make a tornado? Is that an option?
Alright, that's a 1.
Dude, come on, man. What?
Come on, it'll be a 4, don't worry.
Did you skip arm day?
It's a 2, so 3 plus, so 8.
You don't even bro lift.
8 damage.
Okay.
Oh, dude. That was crazy.
So, you run up at this individual who's markedly a more of like a lead cultist than some of the other people that are behind him. Running directly at him, you use a quick opportunity to kind of jump up against the wall of rooms that's immediately on your left, using your momentum to propel yourself forward before you kick him across the face. The actual force of the blow brings him down, and you see a splatter of blood and a few teeth clatter and fall off onto the floor below. As you drop down, you punch him once in the gut, again, watching as the breath leaves him and more blood flies onto your forearm, and you take one opportunity to take your elbow and ram it straight into his face. You hear crunch of bone. He is very, very wounded. He kind of stumbles back a bit. He's bleeding heavily. He is still up.
No.
So that is your action and your bonus action. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn? He's still up.
I'm
And he
gonna,
looks
Nice
really
shot.
weak.
I'm
You
gonna
gotta
hold-
go out the
I'm
window,
gonna hold my
bro.
rapier to kind of keep distance, and then I'm just gonna wave my fingers like a bring it on.
Okay. Let's go to Lux. You're up. Hakon, you are soon. You're not next.
Fight or do we?
Um,
We fly.
I'm gonna cast a
I don't
spiritual
want
weapon.
to fly.
Spiritual weapon. Okay.
I don't want to fight.
And
So as you cast spiritual weapon, wherever you cast it, let's go ahead and get some marker that we can put on the board.
Gimme.
I don't know. I don't have
Which
like
one?
a weapon.
Which one are you gonna give me?
This will work. It's an invisible gnome holding a bow.
Nice.
So that would be your spiritual weapon. When your spiritual weapon comes out, you actually watch as a very ornate platinum longsword shimmers into the air in front of you. It has a purple, platinum, and gold design to the hilt. The blade is completely just shining with this platinum metal. It is a little bit more divine in its appearance, so it doesn't look like a solid blade. There is some element of like translucence to it, but that's what you can see is like the base of it. There's also a lot of writing in Draconic that is written in a kind of like a mixture of like silver, bronze, and brass. Like the color of the runes begin to change as it extends across the blade.
You got a pretty ass sword, bro.
So you summon that as your bonus action.
Oh, wait, the runes are written in Draconic? Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't read that. Damn.
Yeah, and you're too busy fighting people to read it. So,
What?
I think I'm
I'll use my action to read it.
that's no. It's a waste. I mean, actually, you know what? No, I will take your action.
No.
100%.
'Cause
You're
I
a
can't-
barbarian who rages. I'll take that action. I'll take it real quick. I do normally rule. I don't know if anyone else does this. Don't hit me in chat if you don't. That you can still attack with your spiritual weapon on the turn that you cast it. I do rule that because normally on your turns leading up to this, you would use your bonus action to move it and attack. So I just say you're summoning it and attacking. I think that's fine.
His booty cheeks, bro.
Are you attacking the same guy that he struck at?
yes.
Okay, go ahead and make your
Good
attack roll.
Good decision, bro. We're gonna point him this way. That's big. It's high. You hit. 14 with a plus.
That's 21.
Yeah, that hits. Roll some
Yeah.
damage.
Nice.
Does it allow you to add your spellcasting modifier to the damage?
Yeah.
That's
Hoggers.
big.
I think that means you kill him.
That would be +5. 8 damage.
8 points of damage. How do you want to do it?
Yes.
Oh shit. I guess just the platinum sword getting summoned, and then it like strikes him through the back. So
Man.
it goes up and
Oh man, right behind him.
Is that possible?
Because it perfectly killed him. I'll say that it's possible. So you pull out your wand and pull out this divine energy almost from you internally, and as you direct it forward, you watch as this shimmering blade appears at first as a hilt, and then immediately begins to very swiftly just turn to the shape of a longsword. It embeds itself inside of him as it materializes, and immediately the body lifts and arches in pain as it's impaled him. The blade kind of moves up with a little bit of like a sawing motion, kind of pushing him off his feet, and what you can see is like, and he kind of holds on to the blade as it's now materialized, and you watch as the arms kind of drop limply, and the blade just falls out. You watch the body drops against the ground and slams against the wall, kind of pushing into the door and falling into the room, in which the blade then sits there perfectly. The first two rows of people instinctually kind of back up a little bit, kind of into each other, as this blade's like now directly in front of them. That's your bonus action. You still have an action. You just can't cast a spell of a spell level, just a cantrip. If you choose to cast a spell.
does it look like there's any people with like range, like maybe like
Some of the people in the back, yeah, they're gonna have like short bows, hand crossbows, a mix of the stuff. Most of them are looking to run in and outnumber you.
Can I take the dodge action?
You could.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so you prepare. You take the dodge action. That is going to be your turn. As of this turn's events, it is actually then Hakon's turn.
It is my turn.
Fuck
It is
him up,
then your
Nick.
turn.
Can I?
Stand by my side.
I'm gonna use my movement and go 5, 10. Is this door open?
No.
No. Can I? Is it an action to open the door,
Or is that a free action?
It would be a free action to check to see if the door is unlocked.
That's a free action, bro. You got it.
Yeah, but I want to open the door. That's
Well,
all right. You
What's
know
a free
what?
action?
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna use a free action to see if it's
Door's
unlocked.
locked.
It's locked. All right. Can I? I'm gonna. As I get to that door and I check to see if it's locked and it's locked, and you're facing those dudes, I'm gonna talk to the back of your head and say, Boris, I don't think we can take all these guys. And then I'm gonna attack the door and try and kick it open.
Okay, you're trying to kick it down or strike it down?
I just want to open it.
Because you have you can open it with your sword or you can open it with your foot. I just need to know what you're doing.
Let's open it with my foot. With my
Okay,
foot.
make an athletics roll.
Yeah. 12.
12? Okay. You lean over to our Boris and kind of usher him towards you. After checking to make sure that the door is locked itself, you do just take a quick second to kick at the door handle. You completely break it off of the frame of the door, so there's nothing locking it now, and you can easily push the door open.
So can I push it open and
Yeah,
see?
push
Is
it open.
there a window in the room?
There is not a window in this room. This is a very small, kind of cramped room, as you can see. A lot of the bigger rooms have windows. This one does not.
I'm gonna say shit, and I'm gonna go 5, 10 back to the other door, the first door we were at, and I'm gonna look through this door.
This one does have a window.
There's a window in there. I'm gonna turn to you and say, "There's a window in here we can leave out of." And then I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna go 5 more feet. I'm gonna go 5 feet forward again. And then, I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to go back and get next to a Boris and say.
How much feet of movement do you
So
have?
if I was right here,
Yeah.
I would have used
You would have used
5,
10 to
10,
move forward,
15, 20,
10 to move back. So you have 10
25, 30.
left. No, you do have unarmored movement as a barbarian, don't you?
Yeah.
You get it this level. You have it now?
No. Unarmored. I don't have unarmored movement. I have unarmored defense. Oh no, fast movement is level 5. Sorry.
Okay, so you don't have it yet.
So I get right behind a Boris.
We're close.
you can go diagonally if you wanted to go right there. Stand in front of Katre.
That'll work. I'll stay
Okay.
in front of Katre.
That's your turn?
Say back to you. We gotta get out of here. There's a window back here. And then that's my turn.
Okay.
Actually, do I have my bonus action still?
Yes, technically you do.
And as I say that to him, I'm gonna rage.
Okay, you rage. Your spirit guardians you conjure as well. On the cultist turn, we're gonna get 5, 10,
Come at me, Papa.
15.
What? Yo, opportunity attack?
No.
What? No way.
He didn't.
Whoa.
Because he didn't
Oh,
leave
that's
15.
5,
5, 10, 15, 10.
Oh, dude, we're ganged up. We're ganged up.
I'm surrounded.
5, 10, 15. Yep. There's enough
fight.
there.
It's gonna
Okay,
be a fight,
So
baby.
what's gonna happen is these two guys here are gonna attack you.
Right.
This guy is also gonna attack you.
Okay.
These two,
Are gonna attack me?
you know it.
Are they all gonna attack me?
No. These guys are actually gonna go for you
No way.
How?
man.
because they
got
have
bows.
like hand crossbows.
Oh.
Bows. All 6 of these guys are making
How
ranged
could they
attacks.
get both?
So we're gonna put a total of 4 on you and 2 on you, but you're dodging.
And
Or actually, we'll split it 3 and 3. So you get 3 that are at disadvantage because you're dodging. You
dude.
got 3 against you.
Does Hakon not count as cover? I'm kidding.
You know, if he was a halfling or a gnome, I might have to pause for that argument, but I don't know if I can right now. So let's go ahead and make this attack.
No,
So
I'm saying cover for
we're gonna
lunch.
start with the melee attack
should be.
against
Oh,
our Boris. You are not being flanked, so these are just straight attacks against you. The first one is a 21, so
yeah, that just
still,
hits.
that does hit you with your agile parry.
Bullshit.
Second one's a 15, so you deflect that one easily. Third one's a 5,
Hey, get that shit out of here.
so you do take
You're still gonna get hit, bro.
Uh,
We're all gonna get hit, man.
3 points of slashing
I'm
damage.
fucking these kids up. I ain't no way I'm running away, motherfucker. Should I borrow a pencil?
Exactly.
Boris.
We're gonna go with the 3 range attacks against Lux because they're at disadvantage, so I can roll
Thank
those
you.
real quick. The first
Wait,
one's
which one
going
do you
to be a 7 to hit, so you do
Me?
deflect out of that. The next one's was gonna potentially be a crit, lowest roll was an 18, so that one does hit you. One does hit. And then the next one's going to be a 13. That one also
What a
misses.
shame.
So you are, since the one that hit you was a hand crossbow, you're going to take 4 points of piercing damage.
No.
Then you have 3 attacks against Hakon.
Yeah, dude, I'm like,
One's a natural 1.
I'm like the wind, dude.
One is a natural 1, so
Hakon is valid.
we'll say that his hand crossbow, the firing mechanism breaks, so it's no longer usable. He watches, he curses, and tosses it.
Can I catch the arrow?
No,
instead?
you're not a monk. That's something that he can do, and I don't want to rob him being able to do that. The second one's a 13, so that also misses you.
Here comes the bullseye.
And then there's a 14. So all of them do miss you as they are heading your way. You guys, mostly what happens is a lot head in your direction, and you drop to the ground, like kind of like drop down, and they all kind of fly over. One does kind of hit you in the shoulder, and you take the opportunity to kind of lean over the railing, and the rest kind of fly by. So with that being said, we go back up. Boris, it is your turn.
Okay.
Lux, you're on deck.
I'm going to look at this guy diagonally from me.
Right.
The guy in the yellow?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to go in for... I'm going to look at this guy. I don't know if he's paying attention to me, like he's ready.
He is. He just tried to attack you. You did deflect it.
So I'm going to use my bonus action first and punch him once. Because is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is fine. Your bonus action can come first.
Fuck. A 14.
A 14. That does hit.
Fuck yeah.
Okay. So I'll roll damage.
That just hits because he does not have a shield.
Boris.
That's 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay, so you punch him.
And then I'm going to go in for a another punch.
Using your attack action?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck, that doesn't hit.
What was it?
11.
11?
Yeah.
Right? That does not hit. So, you do strike at him once. You do catch him kind of square in the diaphragm. You watch as a lot of the breath leaves his body. You go to strike again, but he does see that blow coming, and he does end up kind of moving out of the way, and you watch as you almost punch into the railing and kind of catch onto it for a second. That's going to be your turn. Lux, you're up next. Hakon, you're on deck.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Can I cast a spell and still use spiritual weapon?
Correct, because you're not casting a spell to move your spiritual weapon from this point moving forward. It's just if you were to cast another spell as a bonus action, that's where it would be different. So you can move your bonus or your spiritual weapon and cast a spell.
I am going to cast Guiding Bolt, and I'm going to twin it.
Okay. Who are we striking with?
Go off. They go off.
Those two. Okay, go ahead and make 2 attack rolls for me.
Okay, that's 24 for the first one.
And then how many sorcery points does that take you?
2.
2? Perfect. What was the first one to hit? I'm so sorry.
It was a 24.
24 hits.
Ooh.
And then the next one's a 14.
Just hits. Go ahead and roll damage for both.
Big. Get doubles.
That is 14.
14? Okay, so the first one dies.
That's a lot of damage at once.
And the 14 for the other.
Okay, so both are dead. As he
Which
does.
are the blue ones?
Yeah, both the blue guards. They die. As you hurl this guiding bolt and split it in both of their directions. As it hurls towards them and strikes against one of them's back, it is turned to you, so it strikes against his back. And because the door's kind of open, he falls into the room that's kind of next to him. The other one gets pushed back into the one that you've been striking, and he actually throws his body over the railing, so he falls off and lands with a thud. That's going to be your action, so you do your bonus action.
I'm going to use my spiritual weapon and attack this guy.
Okay, make an attack roll.
I am going to use my favorite by the gods.
Okay.
You're gonna hit.
Wait, a 14 hits? You don't think... Wait, would you get a 14 with that? You sure?
Actually, no, I hella would hit. That's 15.
That sucks. So, Boris, so as you went to punch in on this guy, and he pushed you into the railing, you're able to catch yourself, push yourself back just enough to watch as the body gets sent flying over the railing, and you kind of look back and look immediately up at the guy in front of you to watch as his head has been cleanly separated from his torso and flies over the railing, and the body drops in front of you, the stump kind of bleeding profusely as it then drops to the ground, and you're like, that's your turn. You still have movement.
Wait, did you kill another one?
Yeah, the yellow guy's dead.
Wait, how much HP did he have after I fucked him up?
You had 2.
Damn.
So I didn't ask for a damage roll.
6
So that's your turn.
You already took most of them out.
I'm gonna stand in the same spot.
Okay, that's your turn. Okay, Hakon, you're up.
I'm gonna move up 5, 10.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna attack the guy in the robes
Okay.
with my sword. That's darn it, dude. What is that? 11.
11 misses.
Ah,
So
darn it.
you run across as these bodies are getting sent, pushed over. You run around Arboris and try to bring your blade downwards. You watch as this guy immediately pulls out a curved blade and catches your greatsword in air, and you just has enough momentum to push it into the wall. And so it lands with this massive crack against wood, and you pull the blade back. That's going to be your action.
For my
You
bonus action, I don't have a bonus action.
That is true.
And that's it. That's
Okay.
my turn.
The cultists are up next. We are going to get
3 and 3 on Nicky.
one has lost his chance for ranged ability, and it's one towards the end. So we're gonna get 3 attacks at Lux ranged. So we're gonna do those first.
Darn.
So that is an 18. Yeah, he's killed 4 of them. And if you guys don't remember, at the end of last episode, he killed another 2 with a guiding bolt. So he's killed 6 people within the last 30 or so seconds. They're full sending him. I'm sorry. So it's an unnatural 20, a 16, and an 18. So all 3 are going to hit you, unfortunately. You can. You do have a reaction. You may shield. What does that make your AC? A 19?
19.
So the unnatural 20 is the only one that hits.
Oh, big save.
That's
big save.
great. So as one of the arrows comes flying towards you, it does hit you in the shoulder. You do take 3 points of piercing damage and immediately bring up. You were too late to get the arrow, but you have brought up an arcane barrier just in time for the 2 crossbow bolts that were seeking for your abdomen. That's going to be their turn. 1, 2 are going to attempt to attack you.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to hit him from back here.
That's going to be a 14 and a 5, so both miss. And one of them is kind of stuck. So he is, or actually what he's going to do, because it's this guy in the back here, he's actually going to turn around and go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Hey, where are you going?
Great question. That's going to be their turn. So Arboris, you're up next.
Okay. I'm going to go 5 this way.
Okay.
I'm going to aim my longbow at him.
Right, okay.
Off the railing.
All right, make an attack roll.
And I'm going to use my my thing that lets me add... I add extra damage to my bow things, I'm pretty sure, because I'm a Kensei monk.
This is a great thing for you to remember.
And yeah, we had this discussion last time.
Yeah, we did.
Let me grab it. Kensei monk. Go ahead and make your attack roll real quick while I'm looking it up, just so that we can make sure if it hits.
I need this to fucking work.
So this does take your bonus action. When you do so, any target you hit
It's
with
cocked.
it does take an extra D4.
Look at it. Is it
So,
cocked?
yeah, it does take your bonus action.
I mean, I don't think it looks.
Look at it. Look. No, it's probably not cocked.
I mean, dude, it's the
I
pain
think-
of using that rolling trace because you hit those walls and
Here's how we determine.
Oh, it's.
Here's how we determine.
Is it cocked?
It moved a little down. It was cocked. Go ahead and reroll. Oh my god. I'll give you that.
Jesus is real.
lucky.
I rolled the same goddamn number.
Woo!
jumping down.
Oh, the dice gods favor me.
I'm
Suck it, Lux. No favor by the gods from you.
jumping down. I'm
Okay.
jumping off the
Yeah,
railing.
you jump off the railing.
And I have my slow fall.
Oh, wait,
Because
because
I'm
I'm
a
you.
bar.
You do have that right now.
Yeah, level 4.
Oh, you son.
Oh.
So how much does it negate?
Any falling damage you take by an amount equal to 5 times your monk level.
Yeah, it's 10 feet. It wouldn't. Yeah. So you watch as he fires this longbow, and it kind of sinks into one of the wooden posts that this guy's running. It goes behind him. So as he's running, it kind of misses. And you watch as Arboris watches that happen, and immediately puts his bow back and hops over and kind of lands with like a little roll, like a tuck and roll. And you do still have the rest of your movement.
Okay. 15, 20.
I'll say that used 5 feet of your movement because falling, you used gravity for most of it.
Okay. So that's 10. So then so 5, 10, 15,
15, 20.
20, 25, 30, and I have extra movement speed.
You do.
So
But you
35.
get 35 as a wood elf anyways, so go for the attacker.
All right.
Or no, you don't have a
I
second
don't
attack
have
yet.
that because I used my bonus. No,
You
wait,
did-
no,
You did use your bonus action for your agile shot. Yep.
no. Oh yeah, I guess it counts even though I.
Yeah. So you ran up to him. So you jumped over and just hurled it towards him.
Where are you going, motherfucker?
It is your turn. So Lux, you're up next.
Come at
Hakon,
me,
you're on
bro.
deck.
It'd be funny if you caught your
He catches it and throws it back. You're like, what? He's a monk too?
I use deflect missiles on my own arrow.
Save me.
You technically could.
arrow. No, you got it.
Technically.
Did you see me? I put both hands on my sword.
It would be funny if you had 6 monks in a room and one threw a dart at the other and they all succeeded in deflecting the
Pong.
Yeah, and they ponged it towards each other. I know that it requires you to throw it back at the attacker, but if they were able to like bounce it around and it got back to the original sender like a game of telephone.
I imagine like Tron did. So you know that scene in Tron
Yeah.
where they had the disc and they'd like twirl and throw it? Like it'd just be that over and over. Just spinning and throwing.
What would you like to do?
Like Ninja.
I'm gonna firebolt.
Okay.
Those.
Whoa, same team.
Firebolt this.
I don't know,
Alright,
man.
man, Zach roll.
How you
Fireball.
rolling that one, dude?
17.
That hits. Roll some damage.
Oh.
A nice D10.
Nice. I ain't letting this motherfucker get away. Don't worry.
Oh, that's just base 9.
9 points of damage. Okay.
And then I will use spiritual weapon.
Attack the same guy.
Yeah, I guess. It's
Okay, so you attack him.
The freaking rogue.
That's 30, 20.
Okay, so you use an opportunity seeing now as Arboris has kind of gotten out of that left-handed aisle. You hurl a firebolt immediately at the first cultist in line. It peppers across his torso. He does kind of scream out in pain. You watch as the sword lifts up and cuts from shoulder to hip. His body dissects, or bisects is the correct term, falls down to the ground in a nice sloshy, sludgy, gross. It's gory. That is your turn. So Hakon, you're up next.
I'm gonna attack this guy right in front of me.
Yeah, make an attack roll.
And I'm not gonna do it recklessly. Come on, baby.
Dude, this would have been perfect for the potion. That rainbow breath
You
potion.
never believed it. It's another 12.
I was worried that he was going to do that.
Would it have
I
been
was
really
ready
bad?
for it. It's debatable.
Debatable.
You rolled a 12.
Yeah.
Okay, so you bring your greatsword down now this way.
Wait. I still have one of those additions, right?
Your
Whatever.
inspirations?
Yeah. What is? Can I
It's
use
just
that?
a re-roll.
Can
you
I
can
use
use
that?
it.
I'm gonna use it, man. Hack
Oh,
on's
I
embarrassed.
forgot. Thanks for reminding me of my
100%. I'm
inspiration.
using my inspiration. So let me
I've
go
got
ahead.
one saved up.
Okay, that one's gonna be a 14 to hit.
A 14 to hit. That just hits.
Oh.
Go ahead and roll some damage.
Goodness.
Damn, I should have used that on my longbow shot. That would've been
That's gonna be a
nice.
5. 9.
Wait, how much damage?
4 is 13. Plus 2 is 15 damage.
Oh shit.
15 points of damage?
On the guy in front of you?
Yeah.
Perfect. I just want to check something real quick. Yeah, everything's looking good.
Okay.
I thought we had made an error on it. That's my fault. So you said 13 points of damage?
15.
Because Moore is equally as dead. You bring your greatsword
Oh, yeah.
arcing downwards.
Can I want to like slash him off the side of the railing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. So you slash from left to right, and it cuts through him. You watch as it cuts through his waist, and the force of your blade tears into the railing, like exploding it in a shower of splintered wood. The top part of his body falls in through that pressure, and you watch as the legs kind of buckle and drop to the side with just enough ability to kind of like slowly just slip off and like land with like a. So that's gonna be him dead. You still have some movement.
I'm going to go 5, 10.
No,
Right here.
no,
I can't do that.
you don't have Misty Step, and
You gotta push
no.
through him.
I can't.
You gotta
No,
climb the railing. You gotta slash.
no,
You guys will take damage.
Wait, use the
you know
skateboard.
what,
Use the
you know what?
sword as a skateboard.
no, no.
I'm debating my options here.
Right.
Dude, just take
Alright.
him out.
You know what? Let's make him. No, I'm just gonna go right there, and that's it. That's my turn.
Awesome. All right, with a my dice. Can you grab my dice for me real quick? Thanks.
19.
One's gonna make an attack against you.
Which one? The one next to me?
Yes.
Does he think he's gonna live?
Nah, this guy in the blue.
Yeah. I mean, he rolled a 5, so you do easily deflect it.
Hey, what the fuck?
But I mean,
Like a cross.
actually, no. I read that wrong. That was a natural 1. So as he goes to punch at you, you actually do turn, like you redirect him, turn him around, and because he's pretty much right next to a post, the little circle that's kind of right in front of him on the side there, you redirect him and push him up against the post. You have him grappled
Oh my god.
right now. And then the other three are going to go for attacks against you,
No, please.
because you're directly in front of them.
I'm the youngest one here.
I'm aware. It's going to be a 16, a 17, and an 11. So 2 hit.
She loves me not.
But you are raging, so you take 3 points on the first that you have to 2. Then you take 7 points on the second that you have to 4. And that is the full turn. So we go back to our Boris. You're up. You have him grappled.
Okay. I'm going to, I haven't grappled.
You have him grappled. So he just can't move. That's the thing. He just can't move.
Okay.
You have him kind of pushed up against a wooden post.
I'm going to,
I'd say with like his arm behind his back. That's how you would have redirected him.
I'm going to whisper in the back of his ear. Sorry, that just came off weird. I've got him pinned up against. Okay, sorry. Sorry, I got a little flustered.
So did he.
Okay, I'm gonna say.
Pushes him up.
I
I'm
say
trying to be hardcore. Is that rough enough for you?
Either you'll surrender or I'll beat you to death here. Make your choice and tell me when to stop, and then I'm gonna go in for 2 punches.
Okay. Make your attack actions. Attack roll.
Yo, my tavern.
That's 8. No, that's a 19.
19. That does hit. Roll some damage.
Actually, it's an unnatural 20. Math's
Still
hard.
Still hits.
I just wanted to flex.
Break his arm.
Is that cocked?
No, of course that's cocked. man.
It was a 4, man. It was a 4.
Sideways.
It was a 4, bro.
Yeah, I'll take that too.
It's a 7.
7 points of damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll your bonus action attack. Is that con?
Got a little kick. What is that? What is this?
6.
Yeah, it was. So it's 13.
13. That does just miss. So you punch him once in the side.
Actually, I'm gonna use my inspiration for more intimidation.
That's what you got to do, man.
Yep. A 14 plus.
This is how
Yes,
I will absorb that inspiration right quick for this.
Fuck
You kill him.
No, just kidding.
Yeah, you punch
Wait, I
him.
killed him?
You didn't specify it was non-lethal.
Damn.
Did you want it to be non-lethal?
Nah, it's alright.
Okay. You do have to specify if you want it to be non-lethal. Otherwise, I think you're going to kill. You punch him in the gut, and then you just slam his head straight into the post, and his body His body limps. You just drop it against the side.
I thought he was gonna last a little longer.
No, he went night.
He's been killing them like at least 2 a round.
I didn't realize.
Just the first guy.
But I had done like I've been like
It was just the first guy.
Shit.
So yeah, this one is now equally as dead. So we go to Lux. You're up next.
Go do something.
If you had Fireball, I would say they're all dead, but you know.
Please don't fireball me.
You can.
I'm your friend.
Burn the tavern down.
Barbarians are friends.
Your sword. You have your sword.
Your nifty little sword.
Don't forget about your sword.
Sword.
Yeah, your
Let me use the spirit.
I've been here for How the fuck are you supposed to use it?
Let me pick it
You
up.
just have to cast it, and I'll use it. What? Can you do that?
What?
If he casts his spiritual weapon, can I then grab it and
No.
use it? Man,
No.
but it's such a pretty sword.
Great.
If the spirit leaves the weapon,
Can I follow his animal? Like use my bonus action? Like hold it?
Can you prepare the attack
So
action
it
with
would-
his sword so
it
when
would
I
move
attack
to
it?
his-
could he be? If
No.
he was like a gnome, could
The
he
amount
ride it?
of ruling I would have to do to make that work is just a no.
If he was a gnome, could he ride it?
No.
Dynamic
So cool.
duo, dude. Oh shoot. That's silly.
Alright.
I guess I'll use Firebolt,
Okay.
but I'm gonna twin.
How many sorcery points did that take for you?
1.
Golden. Go
I
for
did
it.
find out twin spell is 1 because I cast it at first level.
You're right. So you put the guiding bolts
Ugh.
in 1. Then you got a lot more than I originally assumed. So yeah, you're good. Go for it. Make your attack roll.
What? You're so powerful right now, dude.
Yeah.
Teach me the ways.
He technically has 6 sorcery points. So
So that's
he can twin spell a lot of spells.
19.
19?
First one.
That
And
hits.
can't you like regenerate some too already?
He can regenerate he can regenerate up to 4 of his sorcery points, or up to 4 sorcery points worth of spell slots. 2 of them can't be touched because they're a part of his meta magic adept feat.
That's gnarly, dude.
Big facts.
And the second one is 17.
Both hit. Go ahead and roll damage for both.
That is 4 for the first one.
4 on the first one. A little wounded.
And 9 on the second one.
And a little bit more wounded. Okay, you arc 2
I just feel like I should use a sword.
fire bolts. Again, nice little pepper against the 2 cultists in the front. You do have a bonus action, so I'm assuming you're going to make another attack.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Let's attack this blue guy.
He's the one that you lightly pepper.
That is a 17.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, I'm supposed to have it. That's 10.
10. All right, and that one is killed. Same thing. So as you scorch the bulk of his torso, the blade actually runs forward,
99.
impaling him. The guy behind him actually has to kind of like push him out of the way and almost pulls him off the blade and sends him behind him. That guy is dead. That's your turn. Hakon, you're up.
I just want to move it.
Sure. Yeah, you can. And then Hakon, it's still your turn.
I'm gonna go use my movement and go 5 to 10, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna attack this one on the way back.
Go for it. Make an attack roll.
I'm gonna hit this one recklessly too.
Why not?
7, 4, 10. We'll take 10. 10 with my. It's gonna be like a dirty 20.
That hits. Roll some damage.
2. Man, that's kind of low, bro. Is 9 points of damage on that one.
Okay, how do you want to do it?
Oh my goodness. This one I just want to literally just a straight jabbing thrust, just in and out.
Straight jabbing thrust, just straight through his torso. And you pull the blade out, and the body, and your blade is massive. So I mean, it crushes it. It basically, you're tearing his lungs apart, all of his internal organs. He doesn't even have air to scream.
Oh my goodness.
You hear this stifled and blood curdled gasp, and blood flying out onto the blade. You push all the way up to the hilt with both your hands. And the guy to your right just has to stand there and watch as you just watch the body go limp, and pull that blade entirely out. You bring more out than you did put in. At that point, the guy next to you takes his blade, looks at you, and he drops it. He gets on both knees and he puts his hands up. He goes, please, sir. Look, listen. I surrender. Please, let me live. Mercy. That's what he is doing. So you guys can choose to maneuver out of combat, or you guys can choose to kill him.
I'm gonna turn to Lux and say, "Let's go. Let's go." I'm gonna motion towards the boards, and then that guy on the ground, I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna say, "You better stop doing what you're dealing with here, because you'll end up just like these guys."
Absolutely. I'll head straight to Neverwinter. I'll turn a new leaf. I promise.
Get out of my sight, and I'm gonna kick him.
I'm gonna walk up the stairs to him, and I'm going to say, the trauma you've caused to all these children and all the families and all these other towns that you guys have ravished through is unparamount to any kind of forgiveness or any kind of repentance you can have. And then I'm gonna stab him with my rapier.
No.
Okay. Make an attack roll. I would give you advantage on this.
Can I attempt to block that?
No.
Dude, please.
No.
Please, dude. There's no way, because I have alert. There's no way he can surprise me. With
He's
it.
not surprising you.
I'm ready for it, dude.
He's not surprising
grab
you.
his
You
hand.
just can't get in the way.
Can I jump in front?
No.
What do you
15.
mean, bro?
He's intentionally catching him at the staircase.
Damn it.
You didn't follow him.
No,
What'd you
yeah,
roll?
no.
A 15.
15. As you guys cross in the staircase, you hold him for a moment and you watch. You guys watch as he's got him held for just a moment. His rapier down at his, kind of pointed and angled down, and he immediately flicks it up and stabs it. And you watch as he slides that rapier from the bottom of this guy's torso, or from his abdomen, and it punctures out by the shoulder blade. And he screams out in pain and immediately gets cut as he starts puncturing through that left lung. And he pulls that rapier out and just pushes the body over.
Is he dead now?
Oh, he's super dead. He has 2 health.
I scream, "Oh, Boris! Have you no God?" And you notice Hakon is he looks pissed.
Hakon. The amount of problems these people have caused for countless amount of families is immeasurable. This man did not deserve to go on.
Does everyone not deserve a second chance?
If he can witness such cruelties that he has gone through and still choose to remain side with these men, I have no mercy for him.
Hakon walks down the stairs. And I'm going to walk down. Is there anyone else around? I just start looking again because I am weary. Combat mode.
There are a few,
Anyone?
but there were people that came up here that were just civilians, and a lot of these people you can tell they're off hiding in corners. They're not trying to be seen. They're very evident when you go downstairs, but they don't give you the impression that there's more hostile threats.
We just took out the whole bathroom.
Where are you at now? Are you guys coming down the stairs?
Yeah.
I'm just looking around, and I'm gonna say out. What are we gonna do about the bodies?
Forget about the bodies. We need a plan. We need to get out of here. We just killed a lot of people. They're all pushing out here. And I'm gonna say, let's go to the storage room where they had everything, where you heard the people were originally. Because I assume that this was all a distraction for that. So can we head to that storage room?
Yeah, go to the storage room.
It's up here, right? One of these?
No. So you see the room where all the tables are?
This.
That's the second floor. The storage room's actually right underneath it.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
you
we're
guys would be on the
already
first
here.
floor. And you head over to the storage room. You are able to open it up because it was unlocked and you didn't lock it when you closed it. You did close it enough, so you just reopen the door. You guys make your way into that little storage room, and the warehouse part of it, you do kind of direct them over to that more isolated storage room. Now, when you guys approach it, I mean, what do you guys wish to do? As you guys have now opened into the warehouse, you're walking up to that room. There's a lot of crates around. However, you guys wish to kind of go about that.
I'm gonna turn to you. Is anything different? Do you notice anything? What did I don't remember what you said you saw the first time. I mean,
I didn't see this room.
you didn't look in
I
here.
have no idea.
No, you saw this room. Did see the next room.
Oh. Okay. I'm just gonna go up to the next room.
Okay.
Through here.
Yeah, you walk up to the door. It's closed at the current moment. You can. You do find that the door is unlocked. When you open the door there, what you do notice is that the room that you can see has other types of like unusually valuable like cargo boxes and things of that nature. Again, a lot of like the private selections were moved here. Whether those in your impression are like different types of like trade goods or other types of like personal items or things that needed a little bit more security. You do see that there was room for several larger bulk crates that are no longer present. That's pretty much all you see.
But it's pretty evident that there weren't stuff there, right? Or just that
Yeah,
it
no,
looks
it's very
like stuff
apparent.
in it.
It's very apparent that there was room for several large crates you guys had watched get brought into the warehouse as a part of like the part of this like strong room's intended cargo. They're just gone.
Can I look around? Is there like a big door anywhere?
But yeah, make a perception roll.
Oh,
I would also like to search.
Can I tell when the last time someone was in here?
Like less than a minute ago.
I
I
got
would say about a minute and a half ago, maybe at this point, because yeah, you heard people speaking in Draconic.
I got an
Oh, I
18.
think
An 18?
really fast.
Yeah, what'd you roll? Hack on?
a 12.
12. It takes you guys roughly about 10-15 minutes before you find out that there is an empty crate that is nailed onto a door located on the southeast corner of the room. Being nailed to the floor, the crate feels solid. If you were to when you casually bump against it, or even if you try to shove it, it's only when you tip the crate to the north that it becomes obvious that it's a trap door, like a trick door. Opening up that trick door does show you that there is a very moist tunnel that departs from this building.
Can we stealthily traverse?
I guess we know where they went.
I shall we your father?
Let's go. And
Let's be quiet.
Where does it go in?
Stealthily.
Wait, it's a cave.
Never
though?
stealthily,
Come
bro.
on,
Why would
stealthily.
we ever? Yes, we're gonna go stealthily.
Okay.
It's a cave.
They always go
It is
stealthily.
game. You don't need to roll. It is 500 yards of you guys just walking.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if we need stealth, he'll tell us.
I don't know.
So
If you ask me,
we
it's
go
just a
in?
cave.
Yeah. I was gonna
It's
see
a
if I
tunnel.
hear voices.
Is it dark?
It's like voices would carry me.
No, it's just a tunnel.
Is it dark?
vision.
It is dark. Yeah.
I don't have dark vision.
Just hold
You
my
Just
hand.
put your hand on my shoulder.
Alright, man.
You don't want to cast light.
Nah, I don't
Um,
want to.
I
don't know if
What if it gives us away?
Gonna give our position away. Yeah. We can't be doing
Is the
none of
divine
that,
soul
bro.
sorcerer didn't take the light cantrip?
Lights.
But I mean, I have matches.
Use it. Yeah, use a
I have
Or
fire.
torch.
I have fire.
We don't need light.
I've got a. You know what? All right,
Light,
all right.
light.
I light a torch up. Hakon lights a torch up,
I can
and
light
you
it.
walk on it. You light my torch in here. hold
I
my
want to
torch
light
up.
the torch.
Yeah, you guys have some torches. You walk through. The tunnel is dripping with moisture as you're walking through it, which you can hear. Disadvantage on your next roll. You little jerk.
A rock falls on the Katri's head.
Take a plus 16 points.
No, you don't. You don't get disadvantage. Not for real, please. When you guys depart from this tunnel, which
Can we close the door behind us, though?
I can't.
Nice.
When you do depart from this tunnel, you emerge into a spot that's screened by trees and brush. Go ahead and I need you guys to make a perception roll for me.
Not rolling, man.
I hate this dice tray.
And everyone, no, we're not gonna see anything, bro. I sure hope it's not something scary, dude.
I just want to see what that would roll. Not any better. The exact same goddamn.
And none of us are supposed to see this. Is
You
it?
used 3 times in a row.
That blind
I got
encounter,
one
blind
less.
encounter.
I got a 4.
I got a 4 as well.
11.
Yeah, you guys make your way out into kind of an area that's screened by trees and brush. Looking over your surroundings, you realize that the biome has changed quite drastically. You've seen this landscape from the distance while you traveled here on the most recent caravan. Surrounding you is bogged swamps.
Oh.
So we're not in the Mirror of Dead Men anymore?
You have definitely found yourselves directly in the Mirror of Dead Men.
Ah, we're back, baby.
You never were in there.
I thought we were here.
No,
Oh,
you guys
we're-
were outside of it.
So now we're here.
But you have found yourself directly within the Mirror of Dead Men. You
Do we know the name of this place?
do not have any indication of really where to go next. But you do depart, and this is kind of where you're at.
Can I make another perception check? Does it look like there are any kind of trail markers, any kind of posts, anything
Yeah.
like that?
Go for it.
Yes.
Investigate.
You ready to investigate?
It'll be a 15.
18.
10.
A 10. Your investigation check does not produce any results. A 14 and 18. You guys are able to determine that there appears to be a muddy trail of footprints that do lead you within a particular direction. You do not know what direction that might be, whether it's north, south, east, or west. You do know that it leads in a direction.
Is there the ground we're walking on? Are we walking through like a layer of water?
There
or
is
it
no-
pretty solid ground.
There is no dry land in the
Okay.
Mirror of Dead Men.
Would an explorer's pack have a compass in it?
Oh, that's a great question. The Player's Handbook should actually tell you if the Explorer's Path comes with a compass. So let me go and check that. I do not believe that it does. I don't know if compasses are... I think it would have compasses in like the Player's Handbook. I just don't know if the Explorer's Pack comes with one. Let's check.
I have 40 feet of movement speed. We actually have 45, right?
It does not come with a...
Because I have unarmored movement as a monk. 10 feet movement speed.
So it'd be
And I have
on your
35.
will?
and I don't even see compass as like an option, as like an item.
Yeah,
You run on water yet?
not yet.
Okay, cool.
Maybe level 50.
Yeah, no compass. Okay, so you do see a trail of muddy footprints.
Alright.
You can attempt to follow them, but it is going to require, because you are dealing with a less than favorable terrain, it is going to require someone to track these prints, because they will kind of reset. You know, how much time before
What
the
stat
mud
is tracking?
comes back in survival.
I do not have good survival.
You'd be the best.
I have a +4. Yeah. Alright, I'll track I'm using
You're-
I need to use this.
Medieval proficiency, I only have plus 1.
A 10!
A 10.
Yeah.
What's it looking like?
Did I bring my horse in the tavern with me? No! My horse!
You did bring your horse with you, but you have left your horse there.
Darn it, dude. That's so quick.
After about an hour of following the trail,
That's so
a
sad.
sudden realization comes to you.
That we lost the trail?
Know that you left your horse back at the Roadhouse.
Huh.
And when that comes to your attention,
I lose sight.
you lose sight of the trail.
Can I find it again?
That's a very good question. You may make one last survival check.
Can I give him guidance on it?
You may.
Thanks.
Good try.
I hate this dice. You said you gave me advantage,
No, it's guidance, so it's a D4.
so I got a 7. I'm switching dice.
Plus your wisdom, or
a 7. I got an 11.
11. Okay.
That's
Four.
not a 4. I'm switching to the good old metal dice.
It is just a basic four.
A 4, baby! 15!
You are able to re-find the
That's good.
trail.
That's good. Good place. Good place.
With a little guidance, you're able to find the trail back.
My hand on your shoulder.
Come on, man. You gotta forget about the horse.
In which then you have to make another one to now continue to track the trail.
What?
So the first one was just to find it, or
I'm
re-find
switching
it, since he had lost it.
Another guidance?
You could.
Did you give me guidance?
Man.
That's 17.
17. You do track it and continue to follow along. You make your way. As you guys approach, this is now starting to get a little bit later in the evening. It isn't much of a camp. It appears to be just a clearing that's slightly drier than the muck that you've been wading through. But 4 wicker lean-tos and a stone platform for lighting a fire, which is above like the soggy ground, command attention in this wilderness. 3 dugout canoes are drawn up near one of the lean-tos. A few dozen yards beyond the campsite, in the direction that you've been traveling, the dry land ends. Other than moss-covered trees, fallen logs, and thick clumps of reeds, nothing rises above the still black water. Further in the distance, you can see what appears to be the faint silhouette of a massive structure. Because of its distance, you can't tell what it is. It appears to be of a dark material, whether stone or wood. Not know. Each of the canoes have 3 paddles within them, and as far as you guys can estimate, are large enough to hold roughly about 5 people, as long as they're not too heavily burdened. At the current moment, the camp is empty.
Shall we take these canoes? Maybe possibly head over to that building over there. You think this might have something to do with everything?
I assume so.
We already got this far. Let's do it. And I'm gonna go and get in the canoe.
Okay, you go and make your way over to the canoe.
Wait, how many canoes are there?
3. Let's take
There
all
are
3.
3.
Let's take all 3.
No.
Yeah. No, let's take all 3.
Let's destroy 2 of them and take the other.
No. Let's take all 3. Let's take all 3.
But then we can't attack.
Because as I'm getting in the canoe, I'm gonna say this cult has a habit of keeping prisoners. It might be kind of smart to bring these canoes, just in case.
Alright, I'll take your word for it. But it is going to be a pain in the ass riding with just one person. You can't share a big burden with all 3 of us.
Okay, as you make your way over to the canoes to start to repurpose them. Because you're focused on those canoes, I'll allow you to make a perception roll for me.
And just for roleplay, is it 2 oars or is it 1?
There's 3 oars in each
There are
canoe.
3 paddles.
There are 3 paddles in each canoe.
I just want
Paddles,
you to
so
know.
not a
Ping
full
pong?
oar. No. So like the little half oars.
I just
Oh.
want you to know
Yeah.
I need you to
Oh,
roll
half.
high because I did it.
Give me that one.
What kind of fucking...
It was close. Look at how freaking
15?
close it was.
I know, but
Is that 15? You begin to hear a series of very familiar sounds. Voices speaking in Draconic off to a distance. The same type of guttural gruff and intonation to it. It appears as if it's getting closer, so you kind of turn your head in the direction, and you can see a series of canoes carrying dark green scaled creatures on them are kind of moving in your direction. It appears, according to you, as if they haven't noticed you yet. There appear to be 9 in total
Coming towards us?
coming towards you guys. Yeah.
I'm Honestly, I can hide, man. I'm a wood elf, so I can hide
In the canoe?
in the natural terrain in this
You're in
environment.
a swamp. There's not a lot.
But
of
it's raining, you said.
That's true as a world.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not like heavy rain. In order for you to be blinded by visibility, it does need to be like heavy rain.
God damn it. It's not heavy.
No.
Oh, crap.
Heavy rain, you guys wouldn't be able to see in front of you. Like that's how blinding it is. So then you would be able to hide in that.
I'm gonna cry.
We wouldn't even see him right now.
I'm gonna get your guys' attention without saying anything and just say,
Can I turn and see those people? I see
What
them.
people?
He did his gesture and he pointed in
Right.
the direction. So can I turn and look in that direction? That he pointed.
You can make a perception roll.
Oh, okay.
Can
okay,
I
okay.
also look in that direction?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be a 15.
You see what he's pointing to.
I look back at you and then I hit the deck in the canoe that I'm standing in and like flatten my body out to try and hide in it. Are the walls like? Is it reasonable to try that, or should I not even try that? Are the walls high enough?
I would say that they are.
it's swampy, right?
It is.
Then I'm mucky in the water.
It is.
I'm gonna go in the water.
In the water?
I don't think it's that deep. We're not wading through the water.
Yeah,
like
but
knee high,
canoes can go through it.
Oh.
Yeah. To
How
hide.
are you gonna breathe?
Straw.
Just the very edge of
I
your
can-
mouth sticking out.
I swallow some water.
Well, can I grab like a lily pad and like cover my face?
That's like putting a wet towel on your face. You can't breathe through that.
Is there moss around me?
On an angle.
No.
On an angle.
There's a thick clump of reeds. You can do the classic like grab a reed and use it as a straw, but you might have to make constitution checks to see if that's enough air for you.
Make
And you quick a decision.
Make a decision. Make a decision.
you
You're
don't
gonna
have
get
a lot of
caught. You're gonna get caught. You're gonna get caught, dude.
I'm just gonna drop down.
You're gonna drop down into the boat, your canoe.
I never saw what happened, but I'm gonna drop
What'd you roll?
down. I rolled a 7 plus 4 and then a 4 plus 4.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you don't know it.
But I saw
But
them
you see them
drop
dropping,
down,
you do.
so I'm gonna drop into the mud in a kai. Cover myself like a little dirty boy.
You would not have the time to fully cover yourself in mud.
Okay, I'll just hop in a fucking canoe then.
Okay. Okay. Hop yourself in a canoe. So the three of you guys
Canoe game.
each hop in individual canoes. I need each of you guys to make a stealth roll to try to keep yourself quiet
I'm
and
good, bro. You guys are fucked.
still. And still. Quiet and still.
Fuck this dice tray.
You're good, dude. I'm good, dude. What do you roll?
A
Oh, you're lucky, bro. You're lucky, bro.
plus 7, baby. So a fucking 21.
21.
I rolled a nat 20.
The canoes make their way up. Voices start to begin to get a little bit louder. They're speaking in Draconic. You guys know?
Nope.
Well, I don't think I know.
So they are speaking in Draconic, and as the canoes finally make their way up, a few voices kind of begin to be what you hear, and you're kind of looking up the entire time. One opens up and goes, "Snapjaw, quickly, grab food from the lean-to. I'm hungry. I wish to feed." And you can see another voice in response to that goes, What? Are the frogs not giving you enough food? He goes, "Ah! Silence! You know those frogs holding everything in their little camp at the base of the castle." Would you guys hear that? Massive spit. Borngray gives them everything. Just get the fish! The other voice goes, Easy. No need. Walks off. The other one walks up and goes, "If I wouldn't give to throw Snapjaw to them frogs, let them tear him limb from limb, little coward. That Snapjaw does his job good enough. Well, despite him being a little crazy." At that point, the third voice kind of comes back and goes, "Alright, I got the fish. He goes, "Speaking of crazy, you pre-cooked the fish!" At that point, you hear banter kind of maneuver. I need you guys to go ahead and make another stealth roll. This one's at disadvantage as you're trying to continue to stay still.
This is gnarly. 16.
15.
18.
9.
9. At the
Oh no.
at the end of like that point of the conversation, you do trying to keep yourself still. Part of your body kind of like spasms a bit, and the canoe kind of rocks. You hear a little bit of water slosh. You two hear it, and initially kind of
What happened? What happened? You're about to get a sword through the boat, dude.
You see why Ethan didn't react? Because it's bad.
I mean, the sword's coming right through it. It's just whether or not it hits.
He's thinking, I should have waited the goddamn water.
Grab the
Drown
reed,
yourself.
grab the reed.
May made this combat quicker.
the Black Doom does nothing to help us. You're right. He stays away in his lair and his kin. Resmir has talked him into a little bit of compliance. I care not of it. They keep us pushed out here like little scouts and bury us with their crates. Well, it's all in good time. Little do they know we skim a blade here and there. We will gut those frogs from ear to ear as best we can. I'm telling you, we have to rid ourselves of the humans. They incite the frogs' arrogance. They make those frogs fat and lazy. Well, they did kill Suncollar. That leader were a little bit strapped for opportunities. And when humans brought the winged one, made things a little bit more difficult. Who was? The one with the blue marks on his skin. And that damn Resmir! And this fish! It's dry! You get angry too quickly. Simmer. Save your anger for the frogs. Snapjaw, you make one more joke, I'm going to rip your tongue from your mouth. Right. Anyways, you know just as much as I do. We outnumber the frogs. And the humans. If we got Oregon thought even attempt to help us, castle would be put under in no time. But we don't want to lose it. I understand. You think too intently. Maybe a little bit of the castle goes away. It's not like it's been that taken care of. We can repurpose it. It'll be fine. We just gotta destroy that damn swirling door in the basement. Right. We wouldn't want Resmir to be able to come back at any point. I understand. Might want to wait for the winged one to leave. Did you hear what happened to Broken Fang? What happened to Broken Fang? Oh, you haven't heard. They found him skimming some food from the frogs. Splattergoo was not very happy about it. Caught him in the act. Gave him away to Born Grey. They sent him to the Winged One. I heard the Winged One descaled him, scale by scale. I've never seen anyone as dark and as evil as him. It's kind of frightening. Descaled him? Like plucked him, scale by scale. Oh, well, it wasn't pleasant. I don't believe it in the sense. Yes, but he's also very good at, I don't know, killing people. Right, there was that public display, I understand. We should come up with a plan. There's nothing we can do without a dragon. You know that fat worm's not going to leave his lair. He's not going to slither out for nothing. You know he's too afraid. Rezmir has him under her thumb. Even if he's too lazy to leave and make good on his end of the bargain. Very much aware. That's why we continue to pull crates from that stupid building on the outskirts of the swamp. Give it more time. We're still raising more giant lizards, mounts for us to be able to scale the walls. We can get these frogs. We just need the perfect time. We can gut them from within. We are outnumbered, Snapjaw, and that's final. We won't. And I repeat myself, we won't cause an uproar. Right, a major uproar, no problem, none at all. I think I'm getting a little tired. I'm going to go ahead and turn myself in for the night. Don't, let the frogs come out.
What did we hear? Like, rah, rah, rah.
Draconic is a lot of harsh and guttural sound, so kind of a lot of like a rah, 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 rah. There's a lot of harsh and guttural.
Ba, 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 ba.
Less
Ba,
like
ba,
that
ba,
though.
ba, ba, ba.
That sounds like the dragon from Pete's Dragon.
Reminds me of the dog floating on the cloud.
That too. Exactly. So what do you guys do?
I don't do anything. Wait till I hit something.
Wait till what?
I hit something. In
Wait.
my boat.
Wait till you hit something?
What do you mean?
You didn't leave.
Like, sure. Oh, we were just sitting in the boat?
Yes.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
not in the water,
That's why
bro.
I was so sussed out. I thought we were floating towards them. I was like, dude, that looks sus. How the fuck are we supposed to hide?
No.
it?
No,
That makes so much more sense.
I just blew this guy's mind. Yeah, no, that
I'm
was
like,
not
you were all
happening.
going
Dude,
with it.
ask
I was like-
questions. Ask questions though when you're confused. Like, dude, I don't understand.
Well, that's just what I thought. Like, you guys were like, yeah, that works. I was like, I guess that works.
So what do you guys do?
I wait till they're gone.
Can I peek?
They have a camp here.
Oh, they're gonna
Can
stay.
you peek? Make yourself roll.
I'm gonna wait till they go to sleep.
17.
17. You can tell that they're not paying attention to you, but because of the terrain, it's going to be very difficult to get out of these canoes without making noise. And doing it fast enough to not be seen. A lot of water.
How many canoes are here now?
Total of 6. Make a perception check as you peeked up.
16.
16. The creatures that you see stoking this fire and eating a collection of cooked fish. They have a very deep, dark, like forest green color. Frills along the top of the head, scales, and kind of like an elongated snout. Their features look reptilian in nature. A long, thick tail at the base of their body. You also notice that they're wearing necklaces, bracelets made of bone, teeth, feathers, parts that are carved of like soft stone, parts of leathers. Some of them have trace mixes of civilized items, glass beads, coins, costume jewelry, tiny mirrors, stamped coppers, tin amulets, and things that, like small trinkets that are affixed to their design. at the moment you can see 8. But you know that one had just left to go inside one of these lean-tos, which are like little huts. We're designed for this, like smaller amounts of people. And then you quickly drop yourself back down. What do you do?
It'd be hard to get out without making noise. And there's people there that might spot us. I might just wait it out. So it sounds like most of them are sleeping.
Akron, what are you gonna do?
Noticing that my companions are not moving and me being the least stealthiest, I'm just gonna wait for their whatever they do.
Okay. You need everyone to roll a stealth roll. Just a normal stealth roll, as now their focus is elsewhere. It's a little bit easier to make a little bit of a movement.
Hakon is the wind.
Once
today,
they're
bro.
asleep, I want to tie one of the canoes.
We'll work on that.
Unnatural 20.
Natural 20.
20, unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. 15. With those results, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be right back. So that we can tell what happens as a result of that.
Are we level 5?
We do have a level up to do. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. We will be right back. So we thank you guys for sticking with us for a brief moment, and we hope to return shortly. And hello, we're back. All right, so you wait throughout the night, hoping that these lizard folk, as you've seen, Lux, do not detect your presence. It gets dark, and no one's come to check on you. No one believes that you are there. You go by undetected. Now, it is dark. It is very dark. And there's no current moment. The campfire's been put out. That's the biggest indicator that everyone's turning in. At the current moment, you do not know if they've posted any guards or what they're doing, other than just turning in for the night.
Can I peek?
You may.
Can I also peek out?
You may. Go ahead and make a stealth roll.
Oh, goddamn betray.
Does that count?
I got a
What'd you roll? What'd you roll?
A 24.
A 9.
He's gonna point.
I
dude.
can't look. I won't look. I'm sorry. I was cheating.
That one fell out.
That would have
Tease.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Who's there?
Can
I
I?
need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Fuck.
I'm good though.
Oh shit! You like
Bro, come
awkwardly
on.
kind of made eye contact.
Could you
with
roll a
him.
little better?
Like enough to where he knew he made eye contact with you, bro? God damn it!
Ooh, I'm going to use my favored by the gods. One per short rest. Let's go.
Nice.
Jesus, fuck. That's not gonna save you with that shitty ass
It
roll,
might.
bro.
It might.
I've got
it
decent
might.
decks.
Yeah, no, hell of mine.
Not with that, bro.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay. It's
That's-
okay.
11.
That's sad, is what it is.
You go to push yourself up to peek over the boat line, and you are a little bit overconfident in the approach. You almost fall out of it, having to catch yourself, and you do. You catch both sides of the canoe, and it rocks. It rocks a little bit, causing you to drop immediately. The lizard folk see you. Three are looking directly in your direction. You hear shouts in Draconic. Snapjaw! We have spies!
Look what you've done. Look what you've done.
They move quickly in your direction. What do you wish to do?
Do lizard folk have dark vision? Would I know that?
That is a very good question. Make a nature roll.
Lizard bitch. Oh, you want to roll good on your nature roll, but you can't roll good on anything else? Looks like you've been studying the forest pretty well, motherfucker.
Well, that's all we've been in. Dirty 20.
A dirty 20.
Oh, that's so gross.
He's
Fuck.
gonna know though. He's gonna know.
Covered in mud.
You just wasted your only good roll for the rest of this combat.
Dude, I need help to see.
I mean, if I had known this, I might be able to think fast.
Light the place up, dude.
I don't know.
They, as far as I can see, do not. Let me just a quick second to just verify,
As far as you know is what he means.
which would mean,
Because it might not be true.
yeah, as far as I can see, their senses do not show natural dark vision.
So you rolled really bad.
Well, he also made sound. So what'd you roll?
Dirty 20.
320. You're basing your belief on this, knowing that there are dragonborn that don't have natural dark vision, and because they are reptilian humanoids, you're attributing the same feature to them. Looking at them, because you do have dark vision, and getting a sense of their body movement, it appears as if they are having difficulty seeing, but they do know where you're at, so you do have a little bit more some options. So what would you like to do?
I'm going to try and impersonate a lizard folk.
Okay. How so?
So while they're coming up,
Come on, dude, do something ballsy.
I was sent by Born Grey.
Make a performance roll.
Is it higher than?
that's 19.
19. Born Grey? What does Born Grey want? We haven't collected the package.
He said that with Snapjaw with you, you probably would have some trouble. You might need some more help.
I know Snapjaw's a little bit of a limp fish, but he's our scout. He's not actually carrying any of the boxes.
Well, not that good of a scout, because he didn't see me coming up in my canoe.
You hear a chuckle amongst one of us. There's no wrong. He's like, we've all turned in for the night, so you can... why? Where? Step out. You can come in. It's fine.
You're gonna sleep with them.
Can I use disguise self?
The spell?
Yeah.
Yes.
The lizard folk.
Yes, I believe you can. Let me real quick.
Yeah,
Let me double check real quick because they are considered a humanoid. So I believe, based off of that belief, that there wouldn't be an issue with that. I didn't give him disguise self, man.
why don't you know what the spell?
I didn't give him disguise self.
Ooh,
either.
it's your spell, dude.
Dang. I give him disguise self? No, I don't give anyone disguise self. Damn.
I got it.
I was hoping some of my pre-generated spell books would have it. None of them. I just don't ever touch that spell. I was vastly underprepared. I already have it up. Belongs to a person.
Got it.
You can't change your body type. So unfortunately... Well, no, it just means you must adopt a form that has the same basic arrangement of limbs. So you wouldn't have a tail.
Wait, tieflings have a tail, though.
You are very right.
Worked out pretty well. Maybe I was wrong.
Yeah, no, yeah, like technically.
I think it's a little loose for interpretation, so let me... Because there is a 5th level spell called Seeming.
Because I think what it's insinuating is that you can't, like, take on the appearance of, like, a lion or a tiger.
Well, what they mean by, like the same form, so, like, you couldn't give yourself 2 extra arms.
Yeah.
If you had 1 arm, you couldn't give yourself the second arm back. I'm going to allow it, because it's not clear enough on that regard, so I will allow it. You turn yourself into a lizard folk. You can't really change the bulk of your size, so you're a little bit on the thinner side of lizard folk standard. And what you learn, you're a lot shorter than them. They are a little bit bigger than you.
That's why you're the best scout, dude.
You walk up and they kind of eye you down and go, "You look fairly new, a little bit runtish. Where'd they pick you up from?"
I was the youngest from my family, so
Family?
yes,
What's a family?
the whole group of family I stayed with, that's what we called each other. Have you never heard
Make
the term?
make a charisma check.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Oh, Taka.
You must have been a part of a very weird kin group.
Well, I wasn't with them for long because
No, they probably died off. Good. Family. Here's this guy. Making up words. So what do you need? If you don't need to stay here, you can go back to Born Grey. We're fine.
all right, I might look around a little bit and be on my way.
You hear one goes, and there it is. There's always a catch with Born Grey. At this point, Snapjaw leaves, and Snapjaw is a little bit more size comparison, a little bit more comparative to what you look like now. He's got a rake across the front of his snout, where you can see the scales kind of split, and you can see a gash scar that is healed over.
So they sent you from the castle, right? How's Splattergoo? Is he still angry?
I assume so.
You assume so.
Kind of follows you at this point. He's smelling you.
He's
Up and
always
down.
angry. Do I notice that? Can I insight that?
Oh, he's visibly smelling you.
Can I prestidigitation to make me smell more like?
You're gonna cast a spell out in the open.
Can I?
Subtle
I'll
spell?
use subtle spell. Yeah. To
He's gonna have disadvantage on this insight roll. What's your spell save DC?
16.
16.
Stressed.
You would think he'd be a lot more enraged after the mess work the Winged One had done on a few of his thieves.
Kind of licks across the front of his teeth.
Well, I don't pay too much attention, so.
Right. And the marked one, the human, the one that's just arrived, is he still prowling the castle?
No.
No.
Wait, you have no idea.
That's pretty good. 21.
Him and Resmir were probably quick. Let me ask you a question. Follow me.
I don't know. I should be leaving soon.
You'll
You'd
be
pretty
fine.
tired.
You'll be okay if you're late a few minutes. No one will miss you. Quick, follow, please.
He brings you a little distance away from the camp.
What do you think of the humans?
I think we should feed them to the frogs.
If only the frogs ate humans, we might, but I believe we should do it in reverse and feed the frogs to the humans. Force those bullywugging right down their little human throats. I'm sure a lot of them would lose their stomachs over it. The Winged One, how long has he been in the castle? Has he left with Resmir and the others?
No, I think they were getting ready.
Make a deception roll.
John thought he was supposed to be dumb.
Well, it doesn't matter if you think he's dumb. You are making statements that you do not know the answers to.
21.
Crazy, bro.
Between you and I don't know if I'd rather spend time with him or with the weed that walks. Either would kill me quite quickly. That's not the point. What do you think about making the castle our own? The dragon dealers spend their time drinking, feasting, and you do all the work. You're not doing an ounce of work that helps and lift our tribe.
I mean, that sounds nice and all, but I can't do much. I'm very small.
You're very small, so you can move through the castle quickly, right?
That's true.
And if I remember, there are 30 of our numbers in the castle. A little bit over that outside the castle. A total of 10, thanks to you, standing here. I would say we're almost 100 of us can easily overtake the humans in the Rolling Ones, don't you think? Am I crazy for asking that question? I know what they did to Suncaller, but they can't do that to all of us, can they?
I mean, with dragons on their side, maybe.
Those dragons haven't left their lairs. And besides, the only dragon they have here is for Carnath. And that fat worm hasn't moved. I know. He leans in. I've been watching.
Well, it seems you've already made up your mind and you want to go through with this.
Not everyone thinks the way that you and I do. We need more of our kin, more of the scaly death to agree like we do, lest the tribe fall to a frog.
If you want, when I go back to Borngray, I can spread the word.
We can go back together. Why waste any time?
Well,
We have food,
great idea.
and so we're more than willing to take you back. Anything to get rid of those kneelers.
Can I peek out of the canoe?
Make yourself.
23.
Great. You do peek out and you notice that there are two lizard folk talking in Draconic, so you can't hear them. Really, well, you can, you just can't understand what they're saying. There are two lizard folk that are talking away from the majority of the group.
So there's 4 awake at least.
I would give you an opportunity to insight roll one of them if you beat his spell save DC, because that's, I think it's, is it insight or investigation for this guy's self?
Oh, sure.
Make a roll and I'll tell you what to add. Your goal is to beat his spell save DC.
Maybe.
Go, yeah, find out if it, no. Find out if it's investigation or insight. I think it's insight, but it could be
I don't
investigation.
beat it anyways.
What'd you roll?
A 13.
But we don't know what the plus is yet.
Isn't it a 16 to beat?
Are you proficient in either investigation or insight?
Oh,
You have at least a plus 4 to your insight.
yeah. That's all.
So,
I have.
a 17.
Oh wait, no.
win.
I have a. It would be a 15
It's investigation.
It's investigation. So what's your investigation?
plus 1.
Plus 1. So you have a 14.
No, it would be because I rolled a 9.
So a 10.
Yeah.
You have no understanding of where Lux has gone. You don't know.
How many does it look like? The
You see roughly about like 6 of these lizard creatures.
does it look possible to stealthily walk through the swamp?
That would be a very difficult process. Because there isn't anything to hide through, so it's all about quietness. And because you're dealing with water, that means you have to move slow enough that you potentially could be caught. Potentially. You can try. It would be very difficult.
The boats
You're
would
kind
be
of stuck in a
flying.
pickle.
Like the boats are silent. Probably more silent than splashing around.
the water or swamp water count as foliage?
No, foliage is like actual like bushes and shrubs, small trees, like really small.
Is there a tree close by?
No, swamplands.
Who are reeds?
There are reeds.
Can I swim to some reeds?
You if attempting to swim again, we would need to focus on not making sound in the water. You could attempt to do so. It just might be difficult. I'm just giving you the heads up before you go for it.
We're gonna try.
Okay, make yourself roll at disadvantage.
Okay.
Good roll.
Or 15.
What's your passive perception?
12.
You make your way over the side of the canoe. Swim your way a little bit away from the camp.
To the reeds?
Seemingly undetected. Yeah, the reeds.
How difficult does it look like to traverse through the mud?
To traverse through the mud, I mean, you still have a sound component. Mud is sludgy. A little bit of a squish.
Can I roll a hiding check? I want to like try and hide in the reeds.
Yeah, go for it. Make a stealth roll.
A 26.
Okay.
And then I want to shoot an arrow. Stealth, like from this hidden position, at one of the lizards.
There's as far as you know, there's roughly 9 of them here.
Well, are they gonna know where it came from?
You're gonna alert all of them. If you don't kill one and them not know, you can potentially risk alerting all of them, in which that's gonna put you in a bad spot.
Does it look like there's a lizard that's maybe doesn't have a lot of HP? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, there's one that looks kind of tiny. Here's the fact, though, is like you actually don't know where he is, so it does kind of suck, Lux. But if he does shoot the smallest one, it's you.
Yeah.
So.
Can I insight the one that looks like it's the easiest to take out in one shot?
In one shot, that's a little bit of a
With
different
2
story.
attacks?
They do not give you the impression that they are easily taken down.
Even in 2 shots?
Even in 3, bro.
Even with both my attacks?
That's a good question.
Are you gonna apply the scientific method?
Damn, if I were you, I'd try to get rid of the biggest guy.
They're like, the little ones, you don't want them. They're not worth it.
We're here for XP.
Yeah, he's here to farm. So he's going after you.
I'm gonna sit and wait in the reeds.
Okay.
So, have you seen the special door by chance?
The one that spins.
One that spins, right? Have you seen it?
Very briefly.
Why is Resmir and the tattoo man so fascinated by it? Why do they constantly talk about it? Or, as far as I hear, they constantly talk about it.
I mean, there's probably something really cool on the other side.
Really cool.
Yes. Very really.
That's a very particular wording. What's your spell save DC?
16.
You don't sound like a lizardkin. I overheard you say family. You said cool. These are humans. just like the Winged One.
You look just like the Winged One. Why do you think Borngray sent me here? I've been told there was someone in this camp.
You feel a point of a small curved blade poke against your stomach, enough to give it discomfort. Nothing that feels like extremely life-threatening in your position. Definitely uncomfortable. He's got a knife pulled on you. And you get the impression that he's starting to see through your disguise.
Do I witness this?
No. Make a second roll. It's a good point.
I don't witness it.
What do you roll?
9.
You do witness it. You see as one of the
Oh.
lizard folk, one of the two that are off on the side, appears as if one's pulled a small curved blade against the other. You're very confused as to why.
Can I re-insight this?
You can make an insight roll on the total situation.
Another 5, so 6.
6. You don't get these creatures. They're very confusing to you.
I'll keep watching.
Why do you look like the Winged One? You're lighter than he is.
Can I ask a question?
No.
Has Hakon
No.
noticed a change in
Oh, has Hakon noticed a what?
a change in like the tone of voice or anything like that?
In whose
Like-
tone of voice?
Just like the overall, because you know like how, because I don't know Draconic,
Right.
but it's a guttural language, so
Yeah.
I assume as the emotions get more intense, the guttural is going to get more intense
That's
as well.
fair.
Does the guttural sound more intense right now?
No.
No? Okay. I continue to see that.
You're lighter than the Winged One. Are you gonna rip me scale by scale? You would like that, wouldn't you? Why don't I just dehorn you? I can carve your little horns into little points on my curved dagger. Why did Borngray really send you?
So he sees through my lizard disguise then?
He does see through your disguise. You still have it up, but he sees through.
You're more clever than I anticipated.
That was really cool.
All right. You don't sound like the Winged One. Who are you? Why are you in this swamp?
Well, I actually came to kill the Winged One.
Have you?
I'm gonna drop my disguise.
Completely. You see as the disguise drops, and there is a small dagger pulled on Lux as he is kind of.
I'm gonna pull an arrow out on my bow immediately.
It seems like we want the same thing. To take down.
And what is it that you believe that I want?
Well, you were just telling me you would like to take down Resmere.
That's very fair.
We can help you take the castle.
But what do you think it is that we, and he kind of looks back for like in the direction of the lizard, that we want? Less what I want.
I assume you all want to take the castle and have some pride among you. Winning a battle.
Pride. We had pride once. But tribe leader, Suncolor, murdered at the hands of that devil shaman.
So get your revenge.
I want it. Most of the other lizardkin are unwilling.
Then we'll convince them.
We will. How do I know I can trust you?
Or,
And what can you do
well,
that's so helpful against the Winged One? Why would you hunt that monster down? Do
see my face?
I have eyes that work.
Pretty similar.
I'm aware.
We are brothers.
Really?
Yes,
Your brother's a monster.
I know. That's why I want to kill him.
I've watched him rip people limb from limb.
Me too.
You need to make a persuasion roll.
That's the truth.
I said persuasion.
Oh, fuck.
That's not deception. I know you're being honest.
Is it cocked though?
It looks cocked.
Because I'll take that. It's a 19.
It's up to you, bro.
Dude, just take it, bro.
Well,
It's
I'll
not
take
you.
It's up to you.
It did drop a little.
Haha, reroll, motherfucker. That is,
For those of you that didn't see, he had an 11 and he rolled a 3.
That's use your faith thing, bro.
What faith? I already used it.
Use your inspiration.
You already used it. Unless you got another one. I mean, you do have a
No, I
stack
think
of.
I already used that.
Then you
I'm
have
not sure.
What'd you roll?
11.
You got like 2 alone last session.
He's your brother, you say?
Yes. Why we share the same face?
Right. Right. And you're alone in this endeavor?
Yes, I am.
You're captain. Don't captain.
I'm alone in convincing.
So
I believe in
so
myself.
stiff right now, dude. Please let me get out of the boat.
I will be willing to take you to the castle. If you can help persuade the rest of my tribe to join in on a little revolt. We get out the entire castle cleared by the following night. What say you?
I believe I can convince your peers here to come with you.
Oh, brethren,
He's kind of reaching out towards the other lizard folk.
I have found a unlikely ally.
Voices start to leave from some of the lean-tos and goes, Snapjaw, what are you calling out for us? As they get a bit closer, they notice you and go, Who's this? And why does he look like the winged one?
I asked him that already. It seems the winged one has litterkin. He even speaks our tongue. Go on, talk.
I mean no harm. I'm here to assist you guys.
You see, they all kind of look amongst each other. Winged folk that knows. They know the lizard tongue. What can
crazy.
one wingedless one do against the winged one? It seems like he lacks the wings that the winged one has. You see his Snapjaw puts his head in his hand.
You don't. It has nothing to do with the wings. What it means is we have what we've been lacking. A source of inspiration. You don't. He's willing to help. That's all that matters, isn't it? Besides, he's deceptively magical. Like Splattergoo, but doesn't make me want to eat him.
See the other one goes,
What is wrong with this platypus guy?
But all of
And how good are you at killing frogs?
I'd assume quite proficient in it. They're frogs.
Bro, fish. You see Snaps goes, he's good at it. And you're alone.
Well, I think I can trust you
see Snapjaw's eyes widen. 2 more?
Yes.
He could easily take the winged one.
There's no way. I watched the winged one rip a guy's face off.
He might be able to take the winged one. I'll strike you a deal. We'll speak on behalf of you to the remainder of our kin so they don't gut you, quite literally, upon first sight. The lizard kin that are closer to the castle have more strict commands about who they're allowed to allow in. Will vouch for you. If you help us in the cover of night to slaughter every single frog.
Sounds easy enough.
What are the
Go get your friends. Good question. Go get your friends. I wish to see them with my own eyes.
I'm gonna walk up to the boats and realize that.
At that point, since you walked up to the boats, they're like, "Why is he going to the canoes?" You only
You
see
see me, I'm
Hakon.
laying in
You
there, like-
only see Hakon.
What's up, bro?
I'm gonna wait because I don't know if he's selling us out or not right now.
Back on. I got us put into a situation.
What?
These
What kind of
guys,
situation?
these guys want to take their castle back, and I've struck a deal with them. I have told you, or told them about you that you're with me. Also, where the fuck is Boris?
I heard him get out of the boat, and
You didn't hear shit.
I can't see anything right now, man. Can I light a torch up, or is that okay? And I'm gonna start pulling a torch out to light it up.
Yeah.
And then as I light it, I'm gonna say, "Who are these guys?"
As you light it up, you see what you don't hear. You don't understand it because it's draconic. He was in the boat the whole time. He goes, "Who was on guard duty?"
Yeah.
This is the
That's
lizard
awesome.
folk getting punished right now,
That's awesome.
and not in a good way.
And then I see all the lizards. Are they like are they dragon or lizards?
They're more like crocodilic
Okay.
than you would imagine draconic.
Okay.
They just speak draconic.
Okay. So, oh, we got a lot of friends, huh? And then I'm gonna get out of the boat all the way, and then I guess walk back towards the group of them with you, and I'm gonna say, "What? So
I
what's
thought
going
you
on?"
said there were 2.
I
And
am
then
looking for the other one. He was right here.
I'm gonna leave the reeds.
as I get up to them, tell them, I say, "Salutations, I'm Hakon,"
Wait,
and
but
I'm gonna stick my hand out.
Can I see if I sneak up behind them? Smell
Make a self roll at disadvantage.
I've been here the whole. What the?
That's common.
I've been on you the whole time. He's
Okay.
cracked. He's cracked. He's on
My
people.
lowest, unless I'll see if I roll a nat 1, but I rolled a 2 plus whatever. Okay, it's a 7. So I rolled.
You do not make it out
Why?
to them undetected. They do detect you as you exit the reeds, and they go, "Oh, we have a little bit of a hiding one."
Hello there.
I mean, slipping into the darkness, you might need that.
He looks you guys up and down. This little one, he walks around.
They don't speak Draconic, by the way.
Please do not smell me.
Right.
I smell it back.
Do you speak Common at all?
This one irritates me.
The smell?
This one smells of dead people.
A lot he's killed.
Wait, is he
His-
pointing at me when he says that?
His own kind. He smells like his own kin.
Who?
Stinks of it.
Me?
No, you irritate him.
Oh, okay.
Human?
Not human. Kin. It's a term you don't
Family.
use. You said
Oh,
family.
right.
He smells like he's killed his own family. Or at least their spirits haunt him. That would suck.
You can smell that?
Of course I can.
Interesting.
Are they talking in common or
No.
Draconic?
You have no idea what they're saying.
Damn.
And this one smells of loneliness.
That's unfortunate. I gonna switch to common and look at you guys.
I want to know how that sounded.
I think they like you guys.
You what?
I think they like you.
I like them too, and I'm gonna smile at him.
The expression on his face did not seem very likable.
He's just getting a reading on you guys.
And look,
And then I'm gonna like step out of line. I'm gonna start walking around just different ones of them. And
They get very agitated. They get very uneasy when you kind of walk around them. And you see Snapjaw looks at you and goes, "Put him on a leash. Stop him."
I go back up to. Well, actually, I don't know what he's saying.
I'll look at you. Hey, you're getting kind of uncomfortable with you circling them. Like
Do they not realize we could kill them all?
Shut the fuck up.
I think they speak common, dude. Be careful. I'm gonna say, all right. I'll go back over towards.
Why
the
does this one squeak like a little baby frog?
It's a tactic to fool possessors.
Frogs are people.
I've known humans to do that. But he has the pointy-eared human. He's not normal human.
Pointy-eared human.
He's a pointy-eared human. Like Bone Grey.
They're actually called elves. Just another word for your language.
Elves.
Nice.
Do they taste the same as human?
No, much worse.
Much worse.
I mean,
So
it's probably true, isn't it?
Well,
I'm like venison.
They probably just taste more earthy.
Snapjaw looks at you. This littler lizard folk looks at you in a language you don't know.
how many frogs do you think you could kill?
He said, how many frogs do you think you can kill?
What kind of frogs?
He said, what kind of frogs?
Say frogs.
He just said frogs.
Like frogs, like this big?
What was he doing?
Asking how big would these
No.
frogs be?
No,
Maybe a size estimate. I was assuming.
Bigger.
What?
bigger.
What is a frog? What does he mean by a frog?
I assume a frog. That's what he just keeps saying is frog.
Are there frogs in this swamp?
I've never killed. Tell him I've never killed a frog before.
Will you ask him if there's frogs? What are there frogs in the swamp?
You're a hunter. Never killed frogs before.
I don't.
Why would you ever need
I
to
don't like
hunt
how
a
they
frog?
taste.
But you have hunted.
I could kill
You've
a frog.
hunted a
What
frog?
kind of frog have you hunted?
You should squeeze a frog.
Living in the mountains? What kind of frogs have you hunted?
You ever had frog legs or frog foot?
I'm aware, but like where in the biome you grew up in, how did you hunt frogs?
There were.
A butterfly net?
Is this like
Listen,
the I'm 18, I'm going on a vacation, like my own trip? Oh, what are you
No,
gonna
no,
do?
no.
I'm gonna try something different.
There
I'm gonna
are
go hunt
Arctic
frogs.
There are Arctic frogs, okay, and they are very hard to find because they dig tunnels in the snow, and you wouldn't know about them because you didn't grow up where heck on
Horny
wood.
toads would count.
No. We're talking about D&D frogs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
Horny toads are still in D&D. I'd assume, right?
What the fuck are frogs?
they're people.
Why?
He doesn't want to tell us.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, you don't.
You're very dumb. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna look at you. I'm gonna say, so you're telling me that we're partnering up with these brutes
I'm not sure how
to kill
comfortable
little frogs?
I feel. I'd rather just.
I couldn't
How-
find an Arctic frog, so I call Cap.
How? No. This is D&D with it. Listen. They exist.
This is a fake frog you made.
Okay, homebrewed.
So
It's
I don't
fine.
know if I want to homebrew an Arctic frog, man.
Why? They're
I want
harmless,
frogs.
bro. People keep them as pets. Okay, you can eat them or keep them as a
You're
pet.
just fucking
I don't know
improvising
that
war.
far. You're not gonna find little
Why-
Sally down the
why-
street going, "Ah, my dad's fucking a frog."
And I'm gonna say this in Elvish. Why are we gonna help them kill little frogs? Like, it's a swamp. I get it. There's a lot of frogs here, but it seems kind of pointless. We're killing frogs.
He doesn't. I'm gonna say to you in English, he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand.
Aren't you an
that.
elf? Oh, you're not an elf. Okay, never mind. I did say that. I said that in common. I said that in common.
He's a
I said that in
tiefling.
common.
Aren't you an elf?
I forget.
Sometimes.
They look
It
like
depends
an
on
elf.
what I'm disguising myself as.
He's normally an elf. I say
I'm
it in
racially
common.
fluid.
I say it in common.
No, he's normally a
Wait,
tiefling.
do you speak giant? Oh, okay. I
It's
say it
only
in common.
common intercommon.
Say it in common.
Wait, you say it one more time.
Why
Can you
are
ask
we,
him if he's
why
killed
are we
frogs?
gonna
It's
help
a simple
them
question.
kill little frogs?
He said he's very good at killing frog. He killed with his bare hands.
Tell him to show me his bare hands.
He wants to see your hands. And
I'm
assume
not
we're in a
continuing
swamp.
on with this.
Why are we so worried about
Why
killing
am I
frogs?
degrading myself for these?
I'm gonna look at him kind of
lizards?
confused, and I'm gonna hold out
'Cause
one
there's
hand.
an army of them.
I refuse.
And
You see, he kind of
There's
looks at the
hundreds.
hand and
What?
goes, "He's probably killed a frog with that hand. Yes, choked the little life out of it. And the elf. Has the elf killed any frogs?
Actually, yes. Quite a bit.
You lie.
I don't lie.
Take a deception roll.
The hell is
I feel like that one just needed it.
18.
Well, you haven't lied so far.
What is a fucking frog?
Dude, we're in a swamp. I assume a frog would be a frog.
He does not. You think he's talking about inside the castle? Is he
Yeah.
not?
It's a castle in the swamp. There's probably frogs. Maybe big frogs, because this place looks like not a normal swamp.
Hakon's gonna look at you, and he's gonna look over to Boris. He's gonna say, "It's fine, man. They just have a frog problem. We're just gonna get rid of it for them."
In common, Snapshot goes, "I like the way this one thinks."
Snapjaw.
You don't know his name.
Fuck.
Are you serious this whole time?
Knowing that they didn't understand a word we were saying helped me get a better gauge of how they really are. They believed that I couldn't understand them. So they are more likely to say things under a slip of tongue. My apologies. That would have made it easier to gauge them as people. I do have a frog problem. The correct term for them is a bullywug. They're roughly your size.
Would I know
Can
what
I-
bullywug is?
Make a nature roll. Anyone that's proficient in it.
Damn.
Roll it. It's gonna be a 15.
You've heard tales of frogmen. You thought they were like just stories that kids used to be told to like scare them and to,
Do I
Listening
know what
to
the
their
stories
parents.
were like? Were they scary stories?
yeah, well, I mean, they were kind of like boogeymen, like classic boogeymen from like fishing villages and things like that. Like people would say like, if you didn't listen to mom and dad,
When
frogmen were
he
gonna get
says
you.
that, I'm just gonna.
You
go,
just didn't
"Ugh,
real-
Yeah, no,
You just
that's
didn't
actually-
realize they were real.
That's a real problem. We should probably help them kill all those things. They're not great to have around.
So, why do you want to take over? What is your plan here? They want to take over the castle.
Yes, there's a castle that is a bit longer ways to go. The dragon kneelers have carved out their stake on it, giving the majority of their claim back to the frogs. The frogs who have killed our leader, our tribe clan chief, some time ago, have been less than ideal in their treatment of our kin. I want to see the frogs repaid for the blood they have shed by gutting them from groin to eyeball,
Once you have the castle back, what do you plan on doing?
living out of it.
And that's
Are
all.
there
You just
still-
want to live.
Are there still dragon kneelers at the castle?
They've been there this whole time.
How many of them?
Not enough.
Where? Do you know where the dragon?
But
their
combined with the frogs, there's enough. You were gonna say a question.
Do you know where that dragon is? The one that attacked the towns?
In the layers.
The dragon. You
How
know,
do you know about their dragon?
I was there when it was attacked.
What did it look like?
I think it was blue.
They don't have a dragon. Anyways,
Can I insert that?
Yeah.
Well, you definitely you overheard the conversation, right?
Can I insight that as well?
Because you definitely would have heard the dragon's name, bro.
I got a 16 plus 6, so 24.
Did you tell him the dragon's name?
24.
Or 23.
23. The only reason why you believe that he's not telling the truth is because you've seen a dragon in the presence of the cultists. You have seen a blue dragon in their midst. So,
Well,
you do believe by him saying that they don't have a dragon, that would be an infactual statement on his behalf.
well, why do you lie?
I don't lie.
What you
They don't have the dragon you're looking for. Not here.
So it's not a concern.
Oh,
Well, what is a concern then? What you said that like they have another dragon here.
no. Just the winged one. In Resmir. Oh, by the way, the winged one's his brother. If you didn't know about that. Sorry.
Oh, really?
We've already been through this.
I know.
Does the winged one have any pets? Maybe, I don't know, a dragon?
Pets?
He's called the winged one. Last time I talked to my brother, he didn't have wings.
Oh. Right.
Is it just the scales that he has? Is he turning into some sort of dragon?
Better that you see it. It sounds like you haven't seen your brother in a while. I wouldn't want to spoil it for you.
So what's the plan once we get back to the castle?
Wait until tomorrow night and slaughter them all.
All right. And we're gonna recruit the rest of the lizard folk in there.
I'm really hoping so.
Why not we go now?
Oh, we could go now. By the time we get there, we're all really tired. We'd be willing to hide you. And then wait until that night. I'm not a fool. I want to see everyone dead. I don't want to have a bloody fight on our hands.
I hope you don't kill us in our sleep.
Sure.
Thank you.
Very reassuring.
Sure.
Right. Sure. Right. Well, any questions?
You got any food?
We have grilled fish.
Oh, that's my favorite.
There's no way it's your favorite. You smell of fancy wines and trees.
You're right. I'd never eat a fish polluted from these waters.
Polluted.
Look at this swamp.
They're delightful.
This place is disgusting.
You're posh. I heard that's a human word for fancy.
He does know
Which
his
is also a
words.
human word for weak. I think. The dragon dealers call people fancy if they thought they were weaker. You must be the fanciest one of the group.
I could kick your ass if you'd like.
I'm confused by the statement.
Would you like to arm wrap? Maybe would you like to fist fight? Maybe we could prove our strength.
I mean, looks like we're all tired here, and we don't want to ruin
I still
your
got
lives.
another fight in me.
There's a
Bet
lot
you-
of fight tomorrow.
But you'll have more fight.
Listen,
You get a good rest.
let's not insult each other while we're supposed to be working together.
Oh, no insulting, no insulting. Just observations. That's it. Just observations.
I'm fairly certain, with all due respect, that us three could easily kill all 9 of the lizards here. You guys didn't even know we were here.
You do hear a chuckle ripple amongst the other one. This, like, we are, and have been, since being separated from our lives kin, been forced to fight for our survival on a daily basis. We are a lot stronger than you might think we are.
Sure, but saying you didn't even know half of us were here, I'm sure we could have at least taken 2 or 3 of you out without using.
At this point, everyone kind of quiets because you hear the sound of the one lizard folk that's been getting punished for his inability to detect you guys. I don't think that trait's going to last a lot longer. I'm going to lie.
We were here before you guys even arrived.
It's unfortunate that we didn't catch that. You hear the silence. I think they're done with him.
Is he dead?
No!
Just discipline.
Just very close to it. We're not monsters.
So you're now down to 8. So I'm sure we can easily take out 8 of you,
But worse.
with all due respect. No, he's not being very friendly. It's some friendly banter. Alright. Good night, everyone.
And then I'm gonna go sleep in the canoe.
Is that
Don't let the
will
small
they
parasites bite.
will they give us a time?
No, they don't have lean-tos.
Oh man, alright.
You can
Cool
sleep
if I
in the
take
boat.
some fish, though.
Sure.
I want to use some
Let's take
prestidigitation
some fish.
to get a little more comfortable with the rest of the lizard people. So they trust me more.
They're lizard folk, bro. They trust. I mean, not they don't trust, but they're not. They're like Roughouse. They don't get. I
we
can
should
talk.
make all
I
the
can
fish
shit talk.
taste good, huh? Yeah. Pina colada fish.
Okay. You guys sleep through the night, getting the benefits of a long rest.
Oh.
And
You're such a
eventually,
cute snore.
eventually, you make your way, after another almost day of travel, you make your way to a stone castle. Now, this castle was built on dry land, which it does have, as you can see, a deep and dry moat that was dug around it. The moat has been flooded and overflowing with swamp waters and other types of like swamp foliage, and large pools of standing water dot the clearings that surround it. The foundation looks sound. It looks solid from what you can see. You don't know whether or not the castle itself has begun to submerge into the water beneath it, or the water around it. You see 2 crowded communities on the outside the castle itself. One, a crowded conglomerate of these frog-like creatures, these bullywugs, living in these hastily made reed huts. The lizard folk have longer, sturdier longhouses made of roomier reeds. As you approach the castle, Snapjaw speaks on your behalf, letting you can tell, he lets the guards know that you are great warriors come from afar, here to destroy the dragon kneelers, and it is now the tribe of Scaly Death's time to make their move against the bullywugs. They let you in. You guys get into one of the longhouses. It's still daytime, swiftly, so that you are a little bit more hidden. But you do have the remainder of the day to do stuff, while Snapjaw departs to go let everyone know that tonight's the night. So, what would you guys like to do?
Look for places where the treasure might be located, stashed in the building.
Without getting inside of it, that'd be very difficult to do. Because it's a castle.
I'm going to. I don't
particularly think I have anything I want to do. Are there like other lizard
I'm gonna go with
folk in the building?
The
with us?
longhouses? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the like.
What are they doing right
some
now?
like the
Are they-
females.
Are they like preparing or?
Yeah, most of them are. They're preparing. You can see that
Are they-
you get the idea that they've been hiding weapons, and they've been hiding weapons for a while. They look to be of human make, and weapons that you've seen the cultists use.
Okay.
Swords, short swords, those curved dragon daggers, spears, hatchets, and some of their warriors are a little primal, and they're just willing to fight with their claws and teeth. I don't know. Might be cool.
Alright. I'm gonna take you aside and just kind of get into a corner of the room. I'm gonna ask you, what? Boris murdered that guy in cold blood back in that road shop.
That is true.
You saw that, right?
I don't know how to feel about that. Normally, I'd be quick to judge and be on your side, but ever since seeing my brother, I wish I stopped him before he did what he did.
Are you guys doing something?
They're talking amongst each other.
What are you guys talking about?
Maybe. Or maybe not.
I mean, he's gonna
But-
continue to
but
hear it, so
we
yeah.
definitely are, so.
They hold each other aside, so you're not with them.
So, honestly, opinion-wise,
I'm asking Lux how he feels about your cold-blooded murder.
I honestly feel like I don't have a say in it.
I feel like every time we fight, he gets angry.
I'll keep an eye out for that then.
I'm just worried he's gonna get too angry and take it too far with the fight.
Well, on another note, there is a black dragon in that castle, I'm pretty sure.
Did you catch anything else about it?
No, not really.
Just that it's dragging.
I know Resmir's in there. They said fat worm. I think they may have been calling the dragon fat worm. There's a portal in there.
The portal to where? You know where?
We'll have to find out if we can
Is
jump
the dragon through the portal? Because that
I
completely changes the dynamic of the
I
situation.
don't know that much. I say we be careful and expect there are dragons in that castle. I think we should check it out.
Do you really think your brother and Resmi are here?
I know Resmir's there. I do believe the wounded one is my brother. But we really should take a look, because I'm really iffy on this Snapjaw guy.
I think. And Hakon kind of looks at you. He gets a little more serious now. He says, "All right," and he's gonna look at you. What are you doing? What?
Boris, are you kidding me? Right here out in the open.
There's females and children.
It's all right. It's all natural.
I'm gonna walk up to Boris.
I cast Finger of Death.
If
Hello there. What were you all talking about?
I'm gonna look. Hakon's gonna kind of tense up and he's gonna say, "I don't like how you just stabbed at that poor guy."
He was not poor. Did you not see what they were doing in our own town, where we're where we lived?
But he was groveling for mercy.
It doesn't matter.
Do you have reasons behind your killing?
So was the mothers. So were the parents of the. So were the children in Greenest and all of the other towns that they ravished through. And what did they do? Oh, they saved half of them for their own convenience. But if they got more, they would have killed everyone there.
Well, him specifically, I didn't see him raid Greenest. And who knows his situation?
Well, what does it matter? He's a part of their group.
Well, that really defines us from being villains or heroes.
It's not being a villain. He's. I don't see how you guys sympathize with a man who's a part of a group who's trying to destroy the world as far as we know.
He said he wanted to turn a new leaf, which we should take that. At least think about it before,
And
stabbing him.
yeah, so does every single other criminal trying to get out of jail. What does his words mean? Nothing.
Well, that's not true.
What do you mean that's not true?
Like, that cultist who seemed to lead them, he wouldn't turn a new leaf.
Well, that's because this man's will is clearly weak. So his word means nothing to me, and I don't.
Will means you can turn him back into a good guy really fast.
His will means that he's a sheep.
I just think it's important that as we try to become the heroes of our own stories, we don't become the villain of other people's. We should help those who need to be helped, save those who need to be saved, and punch repeatedly those who need punched repeatedly.
And I feel what I had done there was just. Because had we not woken up or had we not done anything, what would they have done to you in that room? That man over there would have ended your life. And then what? We beat him up and he repents?
This isn't a conversation of
forgive him?
what ifs. This is a conversation of what happened. And we're saying we do not feel comfortable with you killing people in cold blood. All we ask is that you refrain from cold-blooded murder.
I don't see how you guys can agree to let criminals out on the loose. It's just because I don't see how you can take a man's word for face value, especially after everything we've been through, and especially after what this man is capable of. His word means nothing. This man had chance after chance. Every single town he went to, he could have made a new life. He did none of that. You guys, I'm not a cold-blooded murderer. I've stopped violence in the past. I chose to kill this man because this man has had opportunities in the past, and now his opportunity will be met by whatever God he finds.
Well, we truly don't know his past or how he got there. And I always try and look for the future.
May we all find our gods. And then hack on is gonna go.
All I
Sit
want to
down.
say is maybe think about it next time.
I will. I'll think about all the children that man caused to be orphaned.
Your head is of stone right now.
At about this point, you hear one of the lizard folk calls out. Carnath, you understand, because they're not speaking. Majority of them are not speaking in common for your guys to say. Guys, the winged one, they're bringing out another test. They all start to filter their way out.
Can I...
Is the little one coming?
I'm going to offer suggestion. Hey, I think we should take some cover. They're bringing the winged one out or something.
They're all hiding, right?
Yeah.
No, they're all going out to see what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Because you guys are still in the
Can
longhouses.
I kind of just peek through the window? Is there a way to do it?
Not a window, but you
Or
can
is
try
there
to
windows
go out
I
and
can
see.
try to peek through? Or?
You can try.
I'd like to.
I want to remain hidden.
Go towards it.
You want to go towards
Well,
it?
you know what?
I'm
Actually, I'm gonna follow. Are you guys staying together?
I'm going towards it.
Are they closer to the castle?
Yeah, the lizard folk are closest to the castle.
I mean, we would look suspicious.
I'm just gonna stay hidden. I'm gonna stay hidden.
Yeah. I'm going to hide too.
I'm gonna sneak up and get a closer peek.
Make a stealth roll.
Is there a way I can hide things?
Yeah, you've done it before.
I got a
Yeah, do you remember how you just did it?
That's.
the 26.
26?
I was thinking more like a blanket over my head.
Yeah, okay. Because your disguise self wasn't going to be sufficient?
I'm just gonna save my spell slots.
Right.
And then, do I need to roll perception?
No.
Never know what will happen.
How are you trying to keep yourself hidden if you're going out there?
I'll use this spell slot and cast disguise self.
Disguise self? Okay. You go ahead and you watch as he turns himself into a lizard folk for the sake of this. There's a circle that they've kind of carved out on one of the like the maid or what would I call it, like the landing. Yeah, I would call it like a landing where you would have things kind of like out and like you have like carts leaving and coming in. You could place them. They kind of position themselves in a circle. You can see the bullywugs on one side, the lizard folk on the other. In the center of the circle are 3 individuals that you can see. One of which is an elf. The way that he appears before you, as he stands, let me actually get a quick picture of him. Describe him real fast. I can pull him up because
Can I read his weapon?
Because
They're always
it
spell
could be
swords.
Born Gray's an elf.
Is he? Yeah. I did not pick that up.
And fucking Ooga
Yeah.
Booga or whatever.
So
his
the
name
first one is an elf. He has an eye patch over his right eye, and he is wearing a draconic-looking set of studded leather armor. He carries a shield, which he has strapped to his back. He has boots that go up to his knees and kind of like a small half cloak that wraps around his back and on his torso. He has a few daggers that are stripped across his front, and a very nice-looking longsword that you can see that he has strapped to his side. He, again, with his eye patch over his eye, his hair kind of goes behind him. He is pockmarked with scars across his face. He's a warrior. He's seen battle. The interesting part of him is that the color of his armor is a purple that you've seen before. The second individual that you see here is one of these bullywugs, these bullywug creatures. He stands out. His clothing is shamanistic. You see like a T-shaped bone that is strapped to his side. You see a shrunken and dehydrated head dangling in his belt. A staff with a series of desiccated insects that are quite big that dangle around the tip of the staff.
That's nasty.
He has a creature's head that he wears as a hat. The creature looks reptilic in nature, so the mouth opens up, almost like a volcano on top of his head. You can see it's old and it's dried. His presence
Disgusting.
frustrates the lizard folk. You see when they see him, they get visibly agitated. His left hand looks like it is covered in dried blood. The third individual is a black-scaled tiefling. The scales have gotten a lot thicker since you've last seen this individual. This Nox Everest, who now is sprouting a set of wings that are furled against his back. Lux, you get the impression as if he's a little taller than the last time you've seen him.
Damn.
As if his body has gotten a little bit
Yeah, he's on.
more physique.
He's Pokemon now. He's on space too.
There is a human, fourth individual, just a human, one of the cultists. That's just hands binded behind his back. He has a blindfold on that's wrapped tightly.
Do we recognize him?
The bullywug begins to speak in a language you don't know.
Is it giant?
It's bullywug. And the other bullywugs begin to croak responsively throughout this bullywug's message. Like, and it's a little bit kind of like Gungan too, where there's a little bit of like, and the other one's like, just like spread throughout the crowd. It's a little unsettling.
Do the dragons understand it?
No, the lizard folk, they
Dude,
look
they need
furious.
an interpreter.
Can I get like a gist of the emotion of whatever he said?
It looks like the human that's bent or that's blindfolded is in trouble. With the fact that one of the lizard folk had mentioned that they're bringing out the winged one, you get the impression that something's about to happen and it's not going to be good. You know your brother. He has effectively been turned into a leashable monster for the cult. And they're about to let that leash go. You watch as the elf picks him up by the back of his collar and brings him to his feet.
No,
And him and the bullywug step back. You watch as the tiefling walks around him. It's in front of him. He looks over at Borngray with an outstretched hand. Borngray unsheaths one of his daggers and hands it to him. He takes it. Kind of looks over the blade for a brief moment. He leans in to the human's ears. You can't tell what he's saying, can't hear it. But you can see visibly, for those that are looking. It appears as if the human has begun to wet himself in terror.
oh, poor fella.
With a swiftness and a strength that you have not seen. You watch as he takes this dagger and plunges it into this guy, into his stomach. He pulls the blade across, opening him from side to side. As his life is literally falling out of him. He's trying to hold everything in, but he lacks the strength to do so.
Pig fella.
Actions that you find unspeakable, detestable, and morally reprehensible are done to this human. To the point where a swift death would have been the nicest thing you could have ever gifted him.
He didn't die right away?
No. What you watch is a depiction of the type of monster that Lux has been hiding from you. He's never explained what his brother's capable of. And to an extent, you never knew that it had gotten this far. Because he's not done. Once he's done, he reaches out a hand. You see curled black smoke begin to kind of float around his right arm as that happens. He reaches his hand out, and it begins to kind of twist it in a clockwise manner. You can see as the human begins to kind of curl inwards as if he's clutching in on his chest. Something internally is pained, strained even. You watch as the veins begin to dry out, become black across the neck, and begin to stretch upwards in that manner like a webway. As he continues to twist, his eyes begin to burn with a fire that you have not ever seen on an individual before. You watch as a singular rune paints itself across his torso, burning away the clothes that he has. His entire body is covered in these black scales. There's not an ounce of tiefling flesh on him. And as he continues to twist his hand, he closes his grip quickly. The person in front of you, or the human, dies. Quick shout of pain and drops to the ground. Within a matter of seconds, the flesh begins to perverse. The necrotic energy that has seeped into this guy's life begins to reanimate it. You watch as the limbs begin to... As it begins to pick itself up, it cares not what has fallen out. And a lot of its insides drop to the ground, and it's open. And it's walking the head kind of off to the side a little bit, and it kind of like moves forward. The bullywug set back, almost in awe. The lizard folk look at it. Some of them look disgusted. They still look angry.
It's fair, yeah, it is.
Ormgrey pulls out his sword and just with one fell swoop kills the zombified remains of this individual, and sheaths his blade as quickly as he brought it down. The bullywug continues to speak in a language that you have yet to understand. But it seems there's a general agreement amongst their kind. They seem to be on the same page. They seem to agree. And then everyone begins to kind of disperse.
Can I insight? What do they agree on?
It's a very good question. Without understanding the language, it can be difficult to tell.
Darn.
Difficult but possible.
I wouldn't say really possible. Because the biggest thing you'd be able to get is that they have a collective agreement. On what? It's hard to tell. That one you can't really context. Maybe they agree that he killed the guy. That's as best as you
he's
can get.
definitely done, dude.
But that was obvious.
He is sleeping forever.
You two make your way back to the longhouse. You've been absent because you wanted to remain hidden for the most part of the entire thing.
I didn't see it.
Well,
Or did
I
I
would
see
have
it?
allowed
You
you.
said-
I would have allowed you to look out. That's
Oh,
fine.
alright.
I would have allowed you to look out. You just didn't want to go out. That's fine.
Alright.
So you just might not have seen. You might not have seen a lot of what was done to him. You might have been spared that sight. But you guys return to the longhouse. You two a little bit more sickened.
You want to talk about me becoming a monster? Look at your brother. That's what a monster is.
Yes, he's. I didn't say you were becoming a monster.
I was just. Sorry, I took a little personal, little conversation you guys had.
I hope you didn't take it that way. We're just trying to look out for you.
Alright. Well, I appreciate it.
Not like that piece of shit. Can't wait to shoot lightning through his organs and kill him.
I'm gonna butt in now. What do you? I mean, I saw a little bit. Like he definitely killed that guy, but I didn't see too much of it.
He reanimated the man's body after he brutally mangled him and then finished him off one last time. It was horrible.
Like he died, walked, and then died again.
He died, walked with his head hanging off the side of him and his organs falling out the side. And before they decided
Then he died
to fully put him to rest.
Is your brother gonna do that?
His brother
Are we
did
gonna
that.
have to kill him twice?
He doesn't. I don't know.
I don't know if any powers
So we
he has.
should think about that.
He's getting cooler now.
Did you say cooler or
Cooler. Twice this session.
He said crueler.
Oh, crueler.
Yeah,
oh,
he said
I
getting
thought you said
cooler.
Yeah.
Not cooler.
Fuck, he's so cool.
I wish I could be like my big brother.
Do you think that there's even any of your
He's my
brothers
hero.
still in there? Or do you think his mind is so warped now by his
Don't say.
transformation?
He's not. You can't save him.
It's less that it's been warped and it's. He was just born that way. Sick minded.
Well, this whole saving spree you've been on recently. You don't need to save these people. They're not good people.
Oh, the lizards.
No, the lizards are fine. I don't mind the lizards that much. I mean, the dragon worshippers.
I don't want to save any of the dragon worshippers. Just the lizard people.
That's what the men that I killed everyone.
Well, to be fair, we weren't saving him. It irks me wrong to kill someone who's surrendering at all. If you are fighting someone, and Hagon just kind of shuts down. He's like, I don't know. It's just wrong.
I just have no trust for the man. It's my. I don't believe he's a changed man.
Maybe you seem more honorable.
fact that he didn't want to fight.
Yeah, well, he wanted to fight until he knew he was really lost.
Yeah.
Once he knew he had no chance, he tucked his tail and ran.
I guess it's just one of those. If my life ever came to the point where I had to grovel for it, I would hope that I would be spared.
Don't lie, Hakon. You would never grovel for your life.
No, but Hakon doesn't know.
Tell boss that Hakon grovels for his life.
Cast the command. Cast the command grovel.
Uh,
No!
Does that take my action?
It does. It takes your next action. If you fail the saving throw for command, your next action has to be to fulfill the one-word command. And one of the options is pre-written as grovel.
well, are you ready to take them out tomorrow?
I think we should inspect the castle first. Could still be a trap.
I don't know. These lizard folks seem pretty emotional.
Yeah,
It's
you can't hurt to check. I
You
know
could.
the lines point to it, but I just like to be safe.
what happens if we get caught?
No, you don't have to go out.
Well, if you want to go, I won't stop you. But be careful.
I'll start to walk, but then I'll stop. Are you sure you don't want to go?
I don't want to start an early conflict.
I'm gonna give you the mason jar of beeswax I have on this, just in case you need it.
What am I going to do with beeswax?
I don't know. Helpful Hakon.
Just know, if you die, there's no way we'll be able to take out your brother alone.
You'll have to try. And then I'll disappear.
You're going to the castle? Okay, that's where we'll pick up next week. You're gonna try to sneak in there. Okay, that's where we will pick up next
Don't
week.
be a stealthy little baby.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun time. Okay, so we will pick up next week for episode 9. I'll be completely honest. You have about 2.5 more chapters left. Or we are done with the Hoard of the Dragon Queens. We are getting just closer and closer as we keep moving forward.
How many more Mondays do you think that is? Like 5?
I would say maybe at most 5. And then when we start the
Month and a half.
Rise of Tila, we're getting closer and closer. I'm kind of excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for being with us for the night.
Thank you,
As we've gone through this adventure, we will be back next week. Again, we stream every Monday from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Please feel free to follow us on Twitch, get the notifications so you know when we're going live. Please feel free to hang out with us during the time. We'd love to get everyone, here and available. Anyone that wants to show up and just have some fun with us. We'd love to have you talk in the chat, maybe shout out, some stuff that you think. The more interaction we get, the more, fun we can have as a group as we're telling stories for you guys. Again, thank you guys so much. We are happy that we were able to fix the issue with the frames. So I'm glad everything looks good. Better. Technology is fun. If you want to see our last week's episode, it is posted onto YouTube. Just be mindful that we were having technical difficulties that we didn't catch on to on time. I did put that in the description, so if you have seen it so far, you probably already know that. So enjoy an audio session with a lot of very funny still shots of us every few minutes. Is that what I'll say? Outside of that, thank you guys so much. Be safe. Have a great week. And we will see you guys next Monday.
Thank you guys.
Woo.